All right, we're gonna try something a little different. We're just gonna hop right in. Hey, how's it going? What you doing? What you're up to? Uh, uh, uh speed run, speed run the intro. Hi, I'm Cubed, and I'm gonna not speed run it all of a sudden because I'm hilarious. Um, yeah, episode 33. 33? Did I plug that in right? Hold up, hold up, hold up. Should be. Yeah, no, because it's 20. Okay, yeah. One of those last minute, like, am I sure I did that right? Anyway, let's do this. All right, so who would like to do a recap? And if you don't want to, you don't have to. She wasn't it?
I think we started by leaving town, going north, looking for the temple or shrine or whatever it is. And we announced that we were going there via a smoke in the sky or whatever. Only to find out on our way there were a few entities being attacked, so we decided to help them out. Devised a distraction plan, and then we're able to assist them. That was pretty much. Oh, and then we talked to them afterwards, and that was kind of where we left it.
All right. Unless there's anything anybody else may remember.
All right. So the notes that I have basically, everything that Vol just said. I remember there was some kind of heroic figure who was using, finger guns and like a burp attack, and that panned out for everybody. There was uh the magic that was detected that we still didn't investigate because we got distracted by the bandits in the woods, right? The sky riding, the monks, the secret conversation with the monks that ended up with a secret thing that happened, that was really cool. Uh, yeah, and I just remember coming out looking really cool and heroic, and well liked and well received by everybody, including Kaido. That wraps it
I
up,
just
right?
heard the word Kaido. What?
We're talking about the recap.
I mean, that works for me. Well, distribute your inspiration as you see fit.
The ball.
I do not have one, so I would be willing to take it.
Ow, scritch. So, I have a copy of that. The hell? That's weird. Oh, because my thing bugged. Right. So yeah, we basically just pick up where we left off. So the real question is, where's y'all's heading? Where y'all's wants to go? Do you want to return to town with whatever findings? Do you want to continue to roam and explore? Um, there's a whole slew of options.
I should probably investigate the magic and then continue our way to the whatchamacallit place.
Change the scene for him.
That's my vote.
All right, that's one vote. And everybody's muted. Let's see. Pull up a thing here. Okay. And that. Server setting. Someone zooming around there. So yeah, what do you guys want to do? I mean, I heard one vote.
Okay. What was the vote? Sorry, my house is really loud.
To investigate the magic
That's what I
in
want
the
to do
area
too.
before
Yep.
we head on our way toward that temple, shrine, whatever.
To
I
the
think that
monastery.
was Price needing to
Yeah.
to recast as a ritual, likely detect magic and kind of see if it's still there. We started from this corner, so that means it was probably like sort of east of us.
So let's see. Start from there. So, I mean, this is just a very small, a very small section of a much greater location. Because, this isn't an entire forest. It's just a playable area. But you do know if you go roughly north, um, there's the whole monastery thing. And if you basically head back, I believe it was south, you'd be going back to town. Because you guys haven't been back to town for, let's see, I think it's about 2 days now.
Has it been that long? I guess so. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but we already spent the night in the broken down place with all the defeated bad guys and the building that we caught on fire, so we're pretty well rested. I guess we could take a short rest. Is anybody hurt that would benefit from a short rest? Like if we wanted to camp out for just a little bit? Because I do have Song of Rest, which gives us extra healing on short rest.
I'm okay.
I'm about at half my life. And also I get Bardic Inspiration back on a short rest, and I think you get your Warlock spells back on a short rest.
Yeah, but I haven't really used any, so
Thought he did.
I am okay to soldier on.
Price is fine. Gold is roughly fine.
I don't mind
Anybody
short
else?
resting. I don't really need health or anything, but um, if we go back to where the wagon was, which we kind of left by that tree that I think we were going to try and investigate, we could say that we were going to short rest there. Price could ritual cast the detect magic and just kind of maybe walk around a little bit, see if he notices anything, kind of maybe while we're resting. We could also investigate this guy that's got pretty sweet pair of pants.
And handcrafted, hand
Yeah.
drawn.
Got pockets on the front, it looks like, and the back. Um, but yeah, basically at this point, I'm pretty sure Price is still a snake, and he's just holding this guy, the last bandit that we ended up leaving alive, who told us about some sort of haunted
Treasure.
place that has treasure.
Oh yeah, forgot about the treasure.
Well, he has to
Uh,
take us there. Otherwise, he's not getting away.
they remembered. I was gonna be like, oh, I guess he slipped away. You forgot about him.
Yeah, I guess. My thought is, I guess we go back to the wagon or kind of, you know, gather up all of our things because I think we were kind of looting some stuff from these guys as well. I don't know if it was like swords uh and things like that, so we can drop stuff off at the wagon and then detect some magic maybe while we're on our way.
If that's what you's wanting to do.
I would like to short rest so I can at least heal up a little bit and get my inspiration, my bardic inspiration back up. And that takes about an hour, right? And we could do this when we go back to the wagon. We could rest for a little bit. And then like in the last 10 minutes of that, you could do your ritual magic because we don't want to leave the area where we were just detecting the stuff, right?
Yeah, right.
Because it'd be like that'd be just skipping it because we wouldn't be able to find it again.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm pretty sure it was right next to the wagon, so
Yeah.
that sounds good to me. And I think I will need to rest when I come out of uh my wild shape, potentially. I might take damage. I don't know.
No.
Is it only if I get like if the wild shape gets killed?
Yeah. So
Then I
if
would
your
take.
health, basically, if your wild shape goes to 0 hit points, any overflow damage is attached to your
That's
character.
right.
So just because you may have like 1 hit point, it's still fine.
I could still just like snap back. Okay.
Correct. Think of like the wild shape hit points as like an overshield.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Um I'm I have a feeling that you got my message and just didn't respond because you knew that I already knew the answer about wild shaping.
Which one?
It was from last session. It was right after last session. I found a wild shape on the list that it's a 0 CR. So
Oh, that one.
I'm
Okay.
technically supposed to be able to use it from like level 1 or whenever I get wild shape. I think it may be level 3. But it's broken. like severely.
Nothing is completely broken in the eyes of a DM who knows how to play.
Well, I like the sound of that. Anyway, not to
Unless you're Kuth
Not to
and you have an
distract.
enchanting voice. Or you bring the DM pizza.
It's basically, for those that might be familiar, it's the onyx wild shape. Basically a cat, but it's considered a huge creature. Has some pretty neat little perks to it. Anyway,
So are you guys gonna take the hour to load up and what have you?
yeah, I think so.
think Onyx. Are you talking about the cat Onyx?
Yeah,
I think that's for a specific adventure, right?
yeah.
And
I
the
think it's
reason it
tied
was
to
a
a certain thing.
CR, yeah, and so like it doesn't really have like 400 movement, right? It's just that the party's shrunk, and then from their relative size, it's actually just a normal cat, but it
Oh, I
seems
didn't
like it
realize
has
that
all these
backstory.
stats and abilities, and yeah, it's
That's
from
funny.
that's the one from Acquisitions Incorporated, the one that what's it, Will Wheaton and them play
I'm
made.
dropping
Yeah.
stuff off my desk. All right, hold on.
Just scrolling through the creature list, and I was like, huh, this stands out.
All right. So,
Hour of Rest.
yep. So you get yourself an hour's downtime, of which the monks have since departed. They've gone on their merry way. The bodies still remain lifeless in the dirt, save for one bandit who is. I mean, he's you get the feeling that he's given up. Like he's not trying to escape. He's clearly outnumbered. He's been grabbed by this giant snake. He saw like his group just get mollywopped. So
Mm.
Are we gonna tie that dude up, or are we just gonna?
I mean, you don't have to. You could
You
just.
asking this in character?
No, because in character, I'm
You
still
can't.
technically a snake wrapped up on this guy.
Nick Griffin.
All right. Well, we've pilfered. We've gathered the things that we need. I'm gonna head back to the caravan wagon.
And you walk past the
Even
guy with the
backing up
fancy
can be,
pants.
yeah. Even
Did you guys cut out again, or can you hear me?
Oh, you just now said something we didn't hear you before.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, sorry about that. I logged on and signed in early, and then my service stopped working and my internet pooped out. Come to find out, they're doing work on our lines up at the road, so I just had to reset stuff again and again, and finally it works. But I was gonna say, I just rolled insight because do I notice Max kind of acting funny, or is his shirt a little more bulging than it was before? You know, like, and can I gain some on a 24? Can I get some insight as to his like mental inner workings of some of the previous interactions? Yeah, out of character, I'm curious if I can get a better idea of why he snuck off with the monks earlier.
Oh.
And
Fuck.
if there's like, by the
If
way, you're
only
still
you
rolling
did Bardic
privately.
Inspiration.
Oh, can I give myself Bardic Inspiration on that?
What's the action type on it? It's not a reaction.
No. It's a bonus action.
I mean, bonus actions are still kind of quick to do.
Yeah.
I think you were supposed to declare him beforehand, though. 'Cause
Yeah.
You would use it up even if you had a good roll.
Also, I don't know like how I would inspire myself to cover my tracks if we're being fair. You know what I mean?
And I mean, you don't necessarily know that I'm
Exactly.
suspicious either. So
This is
Let's take
just
Bardic
to
Inspiration.
tell if you gain insight to this. Do you know what I mean? That these are my natural defenses.
Bonus
So
action
I
on
don't
your
think I
turn.
would concentrate on Bardic Inspiration in that.
Oh, okay.
Instead, I'm going to burn a regular inspiration to reroll it.
So for Bardic
just remember,
Inspiration,
you own them.
use a bonus action on your turn to choose one creature other than yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what it
Because
says
you're
under
the
the class
bard
feature.
and you're inspiring others.
Oh,
You
I
are the
can.
inspiration.
I use it for myself for blade flourishes, but not for the other stuff. Then okay.
In the sky. So.
Oh, I know. In 6th edition, this gets buffed to holding it for an hour too, instead of 10 minutes. It's pretty useful.
So you want
Anyway,
to burn?
I'm using regular inspiration.
All right.
Ah,
So close.
I know.
Do you mean to still be rolling privately? Shouldn't those still
Yeah.
be visible to everybody?
For this one, yeah, I put it on private on purpose on this one. Just to see what my performance or persuasion or whatever. I think that's fair to keep it hidden. Otherwise, like if I put like persuasion and then I crit, right? Well, then you know that I'm telling the truth, right? But if I put deception and I crit, well, then you know that I'm lying. OOC. But then, like, if I fail on my persuasion, I could be telling the truth, but you feel that I'm lying. But if I fail on deception, I could be lying, and you know what I mean. Like, it kind of gives it away, no matter what the results are. And so, like on Critical Role, what they do is they make all those roles private. If you're doing deception, intimidation, persuasion, anything that you're trying to like present something, you know, with force of personality, they do it private. That way, it doesn't give anything away to the players. I kind of like that idea.
And to
Well,
some
but
degree, it's a little bit of
somewhat.
like trusting that, you know, the private
But
role
then
was.
yeah. But at the same time, then shouldn't my roles be hidden from him? Shouldn't all of our roles be hidden from him?
I think so. Just on insight and like deception and persuasion kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the DM can like mediate that like resolution, comparing
I
the
like
two
the added
numbers.
mystery with that. I feel if you're not truly a part of our party yet, then that kind of it keeps the mystery real.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you trying to find out? Exactly. What are you looking for? Insight for the conversation with the monks?
Yeah.
All right, just reading body language and seeing what they were doing, which they're more mechanical, so they wouldn't have a whole lot of body language. But you do know they opened up some kind of, I don't think it was a compartment, but they definitely gifted me two different objects. And I wasn't being intimidating, but maybe with the body language, it felt like I was being insistent on something.
Mhm.
Not super shady, right? But more persuasive.
False, but not shady,
I don't think it's
right?
false.
No, no.
No, I didn't use any deception on them. It was more just like I'll just tell
You were
it was kind
completely
of like we
honest.
did this, so I
Mhm.
think we deserve a reward.
Mm.
And then I was
And so
like,
you
"Can I
wouldn't have
get that reward?"
communicated anything like falsely to them. Everything you communicated to them was completely honest and truthful.
Oh, no.
Okay, so I think with an insight of 24,
Everything that I
my
communicated was on par with everything that I've communicated to you thus far. And so I don't think you would think that I was misleading them. It was definitely we did this and I feel like I deserve a reward. And then they definitely gave me
mm,
something.
fair.
And I'm not hiding that I have this thing. I'd say I'd even put the pendant on. It's like a necklace that I have that has like an open palm kind of emblem on it.
Okay.
And then I was wanting to investigate the magic and wanting to rest, and that those are all sincere. I think on a 24 versus a 23, uh, that's the insight for that. What else are you wanting to dig into?
Well, okay. So I am definitely suspicious of you, not in like a malicious way, but more
Right,
of
I
like
definitely haven't been like
I
dirty
can
or malicious for sure.
no, 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 but more in like a like I don't trust where your mischief might get us. And so I feel like I have to keep an extra close eye on you. And especially if you're having like secret conversations with people from the monastery that we plan on going to, because like I've so far been the kind of one of the primary diplomatic channels in our party so far. And
Okay.
so I would say Kalia is very invested in making sure that like she understands like what transpires there and type of thing,
Okay.
making sure
So
everything's on the up and up.
this would tie back to having a bunch of mimics and pretending that they're not mimics or that we're not together. The idea of covering up something that other people might not be accepting of, right?
Hmm.
Not out of trying to trick somebody, but more as like, almost a survival technique. Whereas this one is more like maybe I'm pressing them for money or objects or trying to
Hmm.
get something so that we didn't save them out of the goodness of our heart. But I wouldn't want
Right.
others to know that because then it makes me feel like, kind of a negative influence there where it's like, hey, we saved you, so where's our reward?
Right.
Without
So I'm
everybody else
definitely
knowing that way. That's the sneaky
right.
reason for doing it. Yeah, yeah.
Right. So I'm definitely suspicious. And I would have noticed something going on, but I'm apparently too distracted and I probably don't see the amulet that you're wearing or necklace or whatever palm thing you were talking about.
Mhm.
So um I'm just going to be kind of like keeping a close eye on you from here on out, just to see where your mischief might be getting us. Rather, not really like worried about our safety type of thing, like, as if you were a bandit in our midst, but more of like keeping a close eye on you from here on
Yeah,
out.
I've definitely persuaded them into something. That's the body
Okay.
language that you're
Okay.
getting. I kind of like went into their personal space, and then you saw them give me something you don't know what, and
Okay.
it's like
All right.
thumbs up, good, we deserve this, and then I'm walking away whistling.
So if anything, I'll probably just as we're all like walking back to the wagon, be like, so how'd your chat go? Did you get a salve for your bladder infection? They seem pretty helpful.
Oh, as it turns out, they don't have bladders, so they had to just give me something to compensate, and then I'll go ahead and tug on the necklace, like plug my thumb under it and pull it out a little bit.
Like, oh, that's pretty nice looking necklace. That seems helpful. So amulet of health, I guess.
No, it's just a regular necklace, but it's got to be worth something. And then I also like flash a ring that I'm wearing that also has the same symbol on it.
Well, those look pretty fancy. So were they that? I mean, that's that's pretty nice. So they rewarded you for having a bladder infection. Wasn't anything else? I mean, I would think if they were going to reward the group for helping them, they would have given it to us. So it had to have been just for you then. Is that what?
Well,
And
it's because they wanted me to.
simply...
They wanted me to visit the monastery, and they said they didn't really have any way of like rewarding me or helping me with this bladder infection. Because usually, there's some people that gather together in communities and they go and fund someone for them or for me. And since they didn't have any coin or money or anything, they said, "Hey, what if we give you this?" And I went, "Whoa, I'm not gonna accept like all your jewelry here. I'm not like a bandit like these guys." And they said, "No, we want to do this, and you should also visit our monastery." So I don't think this is going to be particularly useful, but if we go to the monastery and we flash them like a ring or a necklace, then I think it'll be on better terms as opposed to like strangers.
Yeah, that tracks. Well, that was sure kind of them. If we see them again, we'll have to make sure to thank them ourselves as well.
I
And I'm
think
gonna
thank them
pat you
enough.
on the
Look at all the
shoulder.
bodies. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna pat you on the shoulder and be like, "Good work, Max."
Okay.
And then we'll continue on. Oop, not off the map.
We just walk away from them.
Oh yeah, probably go take care of
Price
him. I
is
mean, I can't
bleeding
heal.
and they need to.
Well, I can't really heal anybody, but somebody wasn't somebody holding on to healing potions. Did we each have one? Let me see here. I'll look around and be like, "Hey, does anybody have something they can use to heal Price?" Well, if here I have, well, I do have a healing potion, but that's what I was curious if anybody had like a spell or something, since the potions deplete and whatnot. But we can get more when we get back. So,
OOC, we're about to short rest.
oh, and so you'd be able to heal up. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Well, but will you be able to short rest while also like holding on to that guy?
No.
So here, I'm gonna go ahead and use this on you.
Like, I feel like we should just tie the dude up.
Yeah, because he's got to do.
I got to cast detect
While I
magic
was-
and
Yeah.
all
Muted.
that.
Yeah,
I
okay.
said,
Well,
meanwhile,
that's fair.
poor
And
Price
Okay, well then-
snake
sitting
form's
here
only
with
gonna last for a certain amount of time.
hold on to this
anyway,
guy
so I
as a
can't just
bleeding
do
snake
that
with one hit point.
indefinitely.
Well, that's true. Well,
We can use our hit die in the
I don't
short
know how to
rest, and
undo
I
that.
have
Yeah.
Song of Rest that's going to give extra additional healing every time we spend a hit die.
Well,
That way
then
we don't have to really
I will
use any
try and find a
resources.
second. Well, I do have some rope, so I'll come over and while you guys are holding him, be like, "Here, let me help tie him up, so you guys can take a bit of a break."
You see-
I'll help
kinda-
tie him up.
This large snake is seeing you kind of pull out some rope, and you just see him just nod very slowly, and a couple different spots like he'll loosen up the constriction, probably like around the guy's hands, so you could tie his hands together and things like that. It's a little teamwork
Nice.
tie up.
Gotta have some tie up teamwork.
You know, you could just let me go. I won't run.
You know, I could just knock your ass out too, right?
Aye,
you
and
still
that's
have to
why
show
I'm
us-
not running.
Where the treasure is.
Yes, if I were knocked out, then you'd not know where the treasure is. Because I'd be
We can
unconscious.
wake you back up.
Yeah, we'll wake you up when we get there.
I'm starting to feel like I might not be the bad guy here.
What do you mean by that?
You be taking me hostage, knocking me out until you need me. That sounds like
Mhm.
something the evil people would be doing.
I mean, sounds more like
I
things
don't think
smart
it's
people would do in
hostage.
defense.
It's not really hostage. We're taking you
Well,
into custody.
Right.
hostage
Yeah, you're not a
custody. At the end of the day, I'm still captured.
well,
That's
maybe you
true.
should have thought about that before attacking innocent people. Hmm?
What if they weren't exactly innocent, huh?
They were monks and they were outnumbered. And we just came up to help defend them. You could have stopped at any time. What did they do to you, huh? Did they fight against each other and that offended you? I mean, what happened?
Well, you see, me and me lads were just roaming these forests, hunting for food, as we are all just poor little beggars. And then those two metal men came out of nowhere, and they ambushed us. And you saw how well they beat up me lads. Clearly they had
mean,
the upper hand. We were defenseless.
I saw them being surrounded by you guys. Didn't seem like them beating up on you guys. Otherwise, wouldn't they have taken out some of you and then some of you left would have been attacking them? But I don't know. Seeing you attacking them, all of you at once, your story doesn't really hold water. But
What are
either
you
way,
talking
we've
about?
already
They
got an
thought they can
agreement.
kill us all. We have to fight in numbers just to survive.
So cubed
He's lying out
on
his
my
ass.
inside. Yeah, be like, yeah, no, sorry, buddy. I've seen your type. We've met your type before. Nice try, but we're not buying it.
He's always. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. Keep telling yourself that. And I'm just gonna tie him up tighter and for good measure, maybe gag him a bit
Yeah, I was
with
gonna say
his
you might want to
with his
gag him
bandana.
before.
There you go. Snug as a bug and tied up in a rope.
Mumble, mumble.
Well, when we need him to talk, we can remove the gag. So
Exactly. All right, Bryce. We'll keep an eye on this guy if you want to shift back and heal up.
All right. Yeah, so you'll kind of see Pricel kind of coils up a little bit, I guess, on the ground. And
Captain Drew level.
probably from like starting from around the tail, just kind of see the
2
color
hours.
change a little bit. And textures start to change, and his tail starts to kind of form into what looks like the toe of a boot. And then from there, just kind of this odd transformation back into a tiny little deep gnome. And then he'll kind of roll
Silent.
over flat on his back and have his hands out, his feet kind of kicked out. And he's just, oh, that was exhausting.
nicely done.
Thank you. And also, OOC Bryce is actually full health, but the snake was down to 1 health. The price is good, baby.
Right. So, 1 hour downtime. Tied up bandit.
All right. I would like to use Song of Rest, and it says I can use Orientation. So anybody who uses a hit die, you get an extra 1d6 hit points recovered. which isn't a ton, but it's enough. How do we use our hit die?
When you hit the short rest, it'll.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
Is College of Swords.
And then just add a roll 6. So that'll heal me +7.
You're still on private, by the way.
Oh, public. All right, and then roll another one.
There's a star.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
And let me check my feats and make sure it did not restore them. I have to do that myself, I guess.
Bill has his inspirations.
So, as everybody's resting, instead of doing a song, which Max does carry a lute, he just he clears his throat and he says, "All right, since we're just all, getting to know each other and everything, let's pause for a moment, recuperate our strength, kick at the bandit guy if you want. That's always fun. And I'm gonna regale everybody with a tale. I told you I'm a baker and I have 12 children, each one younger than the last, actually. And it's about the 12th one that this story is about, and it's a marvelous precociousness. We're gonna call him Bartholomew, right? And you see, Bartholomew was no ordinary child. At the tender age of 7, he had mastered the art of mimicry, not of voices, but of animals, and he could imitate a squirrel with such uncanny accuracy that he once fooled a whole troop into sharing their acorns. Imagine, if you will, the scene. Bartholomew, tiny and fearless, perched atop a tree, chattering away in perfect squirrel speak, and the squirrels, initially alarmed, were soon charmed by his uncanny ability, and they offered him nuts, and they shared their secrets, and they even tried to teach him how to bury the acorns, and it was truly an astonishing sight. But alas, even the most gifted of children need rest, and so let us take a brief respite and restore our strength, and perhaps dream of our own extraordinary children. Or if children aren't your thing, dream of squirrels. They're quite charming in their own way. And this story made absolutely no sense, but for whatever reason, people resting would feel a little better, a little rejuvenated.
Let's see who. Okay. All right. So for those of you who did need to roll, damn, he got 9. Holy crap, that's a good chunk. Enjoy. And I believe what the last 10 minutes was price per ritual casting detect. That was the plan, I believe.
Oh, yep. Sorry, I was muted.
All right. So you cast Detect Magic.
There we go. We'll just throw it in there.
And once again, you are greeted by the familiar sight of the chaotic whirling and whirlwinds and whirlpools of interlocking and unwinding arcane schools. At some points, it almost seems like the mixing of like 3 or 4 schools creates this otherworldly, like different kind of school, but it's really just, like when you see like 2 lights overlapping each other, it just kind of looks like it's creating a different thing, but it's really just, detect magic. But yeah, it's still very apparent around here.
So Bryce is looking around. He's almost kind of like made binoculars with his hands. Just got his hands just over his eyes.
And you're back
And
at the
he's,
wagon, right?
Yeah. And he's just looking around. So he's kind of probably focusing on where that tree was that Max had pointed out, where he saw like either the tree itself moved or there was some sort of movement near this tree. And so I think if like we had reason to go look over there. So I think that would be
So
a
ping me the
spot that we would
tree
check, I guess.
you are wanting to check.
Well, I think we were on a different map before, and I don't even know like which one it was. I just remember it was like we had kind of it was off on the side of the road. We were basically passing it with the wagon. We decided to stop. Max jumped out and was looking, and Price jumped out and was going to kind of follow Max. And that was like the same time that Kalia heard these bandits, and so we had come over here first, and I guess we were just kind of backtracking back to wherever that tree was.
All right,
I'm
give
assuming
me
it's around the corner.
give
somewhere.
me a perception check. As you know, it's not necessarily the fact that you have to find it, but just sort of backtracking because you got here and
Yeah.
a lot of stuff happened. And so then after that
Right.
you have to backtrack and retrace your steps and try and figure out what the what's and the where's kind of thing. And a 22. And with a 22, amidst the dancing and swirling and crashing and unwinding of the arcane that completely surrounds this entire region, there does seem to be a tree right here. Let me actually mark it with something tangible and not just a ping. Circle. Orange on orange. That's a terrible choice of color, but there it is.
Okay.
But it is outside
Yeah,
of the detect magic technically, but yeah.
Yeah,
It's close
I'll
enough.
move to make that make sense.
And looking at that tree, amidst the swirling chaos of what's going on around you, there is a predominance of conjuration. There's still other schools like illusion will smash into it and kind of throw it off a little bit, but then it seems to slowly reform, as if to say it's one of the few locations that has any level of stability, and even that is in question.
Yeah, Max, right over there. That tree is there's all sorts of conjuration. I I think you might need to hit it with another fireball.
That's what I was thinking. I'm gonna fireball the shit out of it.
Really? We both had the same idea?
I actually was.
That's
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
Unless somebody is stopping this, I'm following through. All right.
I think it's just us, big guy. That's so funny.
All right. I cast fireball with minor illusion. Right there.
So you cast your fireball and it goes.
I say it out loud too. Fireball, and just shoot it out.
So So what does Price see?
I mean, you see basically like a Mortal Kombat style like fireball coming out of like two palms connected, and it shoots into the tree, and there's flames everywhere. Can I do sight and sound, or is it sight or sound? If you create a sound, I think it's either or, right? You create a sound or an image. So yeah, there's no sound that accompanies this. It's just the image of fire, right? And there's no heat to it. And then it looks like it just smacks into this tree, and then there's flames like all over it.
You can make mouth sounds and be like ooh.
It's yeah, I'll do that and just be like crackle, crackle. And then I'll wait and see if the tree has a reaction.
Nope, there is no reaction.
All right, well, that was a waste of a fireball.
That's a really strong tree. So Price has detect magic on.
Mm-hmm.
You would know
This is illusion
that
magic.
it's illusion magic.
Yep.
Hmm. Well, that's interesting.
Nice.
Well, maybe we'll find something else for you to fireball.
This
But I'm gonna.
tree's just made of sterner stuff. Yeah, you take a gander at it.
It's not. It can't be made of wood, or else it would be on fire, right?
Exactly.
I'm gonna get close to it. Not too close, but just taking kind of small steps closer, just to see if anything happens.
We went over this earlier. How do I select my spell graphic to remove it?
For that one, it's the measure tool, measurement controls, and then the
Oh, I see
box.
All right, and so as Price approaches with like a snap of the fingers, the fire's put out, and I've just got my hands on my hips, squinting at it. So what's your plan, Stan?
Oh, and also, since you have detect magic and you're in range, that guy's got some fancy pants. That's right. The pants are canon now.
He also has like a giant skull drawn under him. Did anybody notice that?
It's probably some ritual magic.
No, that's the style of pants.
I know. I'm teasing.
So getting closer, does anything change?
Interestingly enough, no.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna maybe just keep an eye on this for a couple moments. Do you want to let everyone know there's a weird tree that's immune to fireballs?
Yeah, I can do that. And then I cup my hands around my mouth. Hey, everyone! There's a weird tree. It's immune to fireballs. As loud as I can.
I picture just like birds rushing off the canopies of trees, and
Like when you ask like a kid, like, go get your brother, and then they just scream while standing next to you.
it's just like, "Where's your mom? Mom!"
Yeah. I want to put my hands on this tree.
All right. Your hand goes right through it.
Ooh, I'm gonna step into the tree.
Boop. Max disappears.
Nice. Oh, oh, uh, huh.
Did we follow him?
Are you guys making your way over? Because yeah, I was. I don't think Price is gonna walk through
I'm waiting to see what
until people know
everybody
where
else
we
does
are.
before we switch the camera back to Max.
You might hear Price kind of hollering a little bit. Hey, well, we're over here by the not tree.
Oh, I didn't. I thought we went back to the wagons, so I would have been over this way.
I mean, it was technically.
I mean, it was a
I
whole
think all
hour.
of us are back of the wagon.
So, I mean, did you drag the guy back to the wagon or just leave him out there?
I thought we all went back to the
Okay.
wagon.
We're not gonna
Okay.
just leave the guy out there.
You sure?
Yes, Cube just wants this guy to be able to escape.
Yeah,
And you
in the
untied him,
sun,
right? Before you
tied
left
up
and
next to an
go-
anthill.
Yeah,
a
you
fire
untied him
anthill.
before you went back to the wagon too, right? Gave him
That's
some
what I
rations.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, nobody moved
Yeah.
anywhere, so I was like, I don't also where you are.
Yeah, people start kind of walking up. If Price sees Vald coming up, he's gonna be like, "Oh, so this is not really a tree. See, watch." And he's gonna walk in.
And Bryce disappears.
Hmm.
Don't worry, we'll get to you in a moment. One, two, three. One, two. Yep. Three. Kala's been muted. I don't know if she's been trying to say anything. Any moves? Cause I can't move the. Well, if you move, then I would have just moved the guy with you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Ah, perfect. Yeah, so I'm probably heard what was going on over there. So I'm going to move over. Oh, by the way, is there a way to turn off out of character settings for zooming in when somebody types in chat?
It,
Do you know what I'm
doing that
talking
for you?
about? Yeah. Every
Oh,
time
it does
somebody
it for
types
me
in
every
chat,
time. Also, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
it zooms
weird.
no matter where I'm at or doing, like pulls me series in. It's like I don't need this.
That must have been a setting that got switched. Continue. I'm gonna see what
Okay.
happened with that setting because I had it
Oh,
turned off.
hold on. And the token. Yeah, there it is. Found it. It's just confusing themselves. There we go. That should work. We'll try it. Okay. And what was all the commotion? Where's Max? I heard him yell. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Did we lose you, Val? Oh, there you are.
they went into a tree that doesn't appear to be an actual tree.
Yeah, Panda token speaker.
I
That's
found the
off.
thing. If you click the settings at the top right where it
Yeah.
says game settings, go to configure settings,
Mhm.
then click where it says core on the left, and then scroll down a little bit. It says pan to token speaker, and then uncheck
Yeah.
that and then save.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
so
found
that has to be done individually. Okay.
Looks like.
I thought it was a server setting because I have it off.
Oh. Yeah, it must by default be on. Well, as Val kind of points to the tree, I'll be like, which one? What, this one? I'll walk into it.
Seems like that one because she just disappeared.
And then there were two.
Because you guys just see, or Val probably sees me going to reach to touch the tree, and I kind of like fall into it because I kind of do expect there to be something there.
Put that token there. And then there were two. Are you just pacing back and forth?
No, I was trying to grab the guy.
Oh, were you trying to pull him?
I was gonna push him through.
And you're shoving him in there?
Yeah.
Hide him.
And then I will write a note for Kaito
Let me check my walls.
and head in.
And what's Kaito doing? Where is it? Okay, let me preload this scene for them. Preload. Okay. Next scene is ready. I think Kaito is AFK. All right. And sorry, you went through? You stepped into the tree?
Yes. After leaving a note for Kaito.
This token there, because I have to copy them. What? Oh, that's crazy. Screen went black. Hold on. Refresh. Oh, maybe it's because I preloaded that other scene that it messes up the your guys' view. What the hell? That is. Hmm. Unhide. Oh, interesting. One sec. I'll just keep that token unhidden. Just something having to do with the stream view. Like if I hide all the tokens, it does something weird. So I get the feeling Kaito would probably eventually follow. That would be my guess.
Well, then my note was going to read that we're investigating a tree that's not a tree. Hopefully, we'll be back soon.
All right. So you all
So
step
Kaito
through.
wouldn't know where to follow because I didn't leave exact instructions.
So you all step through, and for but a moment, there is a brief moment, like a little gust of wind that kind of passes over you, but it's complete darkness for just a moment. And see, and copy tokens. And you come out on the other side, like it's you basically just blink, and you find yourself in a much different environment. Um, the vegetation is definitely different. Definitely not forest, or I mean, it's definitely green. And as I put your tokens on this, Bandit, Kalia, Price, Max, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and Kaito's not there. There we go. So you step out on the other side, atop this what seems like a pretty decent like cliffside, and beneath you you can hear the sound of like waves and water just kind of hitting some rocks below you. You can't really see it from where you are per se, like the exact boundary, as it is after all pretty dense vegetation. But where you are seems to be closer to like evening.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Everything.
Oh, okay.
I sent you some DMs.
Everything. Nothing is sacred. Um, basically, they stepped through a tree and disappeared.
And they took the bandit,
Yep.
and I would have just gone with.
We figured. So we left behind a note that was like, "We're going behind the tree."
Token. Bring it over here. Paste. Perfect. And in this particular location, Price, you do not detect a hint of that swirling amalgamation and maelstrom of the arcane. It is not here.
Do I detect any magic whatsoever?
Nope.
I guess within the 30.
I
Interesting.
mean, other than maybe items on people, but.
Right, okay.
And Kaido deleted her token. Control Z.
I didn't touch anything. What do you mean I deleted my token?
I don't know, I just saw your token go poof.
Oh, ooh, interesting. Speaking of items on people,
There.
um, do I notice any specific items on anyone that's glowing? That, like, without you having to go through everyone's inventory. Anything that might stand out?
But I would have to go through everybody's inventory.
Well,
Tell you
so I
that.
guess the thing that popped into my head was we were talking earlier. Max had brought up the necklace and ring that were given, and I guess if those are visible, do they show up as magical?
I would also like to know the answer to this. I don't think so, but
Let's see. Reading Detect Magic. As it is written. Why am I always clicking the wrong
I think
damn
you would
thing?
detect that something is magical, but you don't understand what is magical about it.
Well, I could
Let's
use
see.
an action to figure out what the school is, but I wouldn't. It's not identifying the item. It's literally just it's being like, yeah, there's magic present.
You sense the presence of magic. If you sense it in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn at school. I wonder how that works if somebody has like multiple effects on them. That would be.
Maybe just multiple schools. And it says it can pass through barriers too, unless it's blocked by an
1
inch of
foot.
metal, a foot of stone, or 3 feet of wood and dirt. So if it was in somebody's backpack, they would also see it.
So you would see Kaito glowing. You would see. Let's see. Vald glowing. You would see. Nope. Max. Items.
Is my ring of protection magical at all?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a magic item.
Okay, so
Max would be glowing.
the rapier that I have would have a glow to it. The robe that I'm wearing, the armor that I'm wearing, the ring that I'm wearing, and you can see even the ink and the tattoos on my skin also glowing. I believe the ink would be abjuration magic. I think that's it. Yeah, which is a different ring than the one that has the hand sign. In fact, I think Kalia has like a very similar ring.
Yeah, ring of protection would register. Let's see. Does Price have anything magical? Innate spellcasting. That's not an item. Yeah. Yep. There you have it.
And so, for clarification, because you were saying like a person would have the aura, or it's either like the person or the item. So, am I seeing the individual items kind of glowing with this aura, or is it just anyone that has a magical item has an aura around them?
So, as it's written, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears the magic, and you can learn the school of
Okay.
magic if any. So how I'm reading it is this: if somebody has multiple like objects on them, it just says they have magic on them. Like it doesn't seem like
That
it
makes sense.
pinpoints a specific item on them or object in the area that bears magic.
Okay. And that makes sense because I think it's supposed to be more general of a spell anyway. So um you might see Price kind of like squint a little bit and blink and kind of like rub his eyes and then just open them up real wide and look a little confused, and he'll turn back to everyone and uh there's, well, outside of all of us, there's no presence of magic here whatsoever. All the chaotic sort of swirls and stuff, it's all gone.
Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah.
Oh, and I should also
Maybe?
state behind you, basically where you step through is conjuration. Figured that would be pretty blatantly obvious.
Yeah,
Just in
makes sense.
case.
Well, that's good to know because it tells us it's not a trapped trap area. Like portal us into an area we can't escape from. But that is interesting that wherever we're at is protected or far enough away. So let's see. Like, wow, there's a lot of plants in here.
Wow, plants.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, it's so pick up a rock and it goes into the water and just thunk.
Any fish or anything in the water?
Give me a perception. Because at this point, as you look over, you're probably good 30, 40 feet up. Well, there were fish, and then you threw a rock at them.
Nice. I'm gonna have a laugh about that and be like, "Take that, fish."
I'm going to investigate by looking just down into kind of these hollows a little bit from where I'm at. Do I see anything of interest? Any way down? Oh, like, is it just a cliff or?
It's a pretty steep drop, but it's this particular location's only about 15 feet away from the like height.
Hmm.
Kind of slopes down a good bit.
Does the tree beside me look strong, sturdy enough that we could tie a rope to it and maybe rappel down into the water?
Yeah, I don't know. Looks like it probably would.
I'm gonna holler to the group, be like, "Hey guys, let me borrow a rope. I want to tie it to this tree and climb down, but my rope's currently tied around him." And I'm gonna point to the bandit. I'd like to go down and check out that water. We need to refill our flasks. And if that water's clean and fresh, then we should probably refill it here.
Yeah, Price has some rope.
Perfect. Thanks, Bryce. Go over and grab it from you. And then go back and tie it to the tree. And then do I need to roll like athletics or something to kind of climb down?
Nope.
Or dexterity, acrobatics or something? Okay.
Nope. You have a rope attached. You're tied to it.
Yep. So I'm going to go slow because I want to see like what kind of fish are in the water. Make sure they aren't bitey fish.
Give me a perception. As you're looking for little fishies. You spot like small fish in this particular set of water. Nothing too big.
Nothing. Okay. Well, I'll kind of
But you'd
lower a
also
foot
notice
in.
as you get closer to them and they kind of swim away, they swim down and away.
Oh, so it could go a lot deeper. I'll relay that up to the group. Hey guys, it looks like this pool goes pretty deep. I wonder if there's an underwater tunnel to somewhere else.
You want me to go swim around and see?
Oh, would you? I'll climb back up to free the rope for Price. I can watch your back from up here at least until you get pretty
What are
deep
you
in there.
doing?
Yeah. Let's see. What do you think the best sort of like water animal is? What's
Hmm.
everyone's favorite?
Otter.
An
Hmm.
otter? That's
Yeah,
not
or
what I
like
was expecting.
or maybe a sea lion. Something big enough you can defend yourself.
Okay. So
But otters are adorable. So that's a great idea.
Look, you didn't say out of useful. You just asked for the favorite.
damn it.
That's fair.
I did.
I mean, what can you transform into that can hold its breath for a really long time or breathe underwater that's somewhat still capable of defending itself? What do you
Let
think,
me
Finn?
see. I can think here.
Hippo.
What'd you say?
A hippo.
Oh, I'd love to, but I don't know.
Might be kind of hard maneuverability wise, but I like where your head's at.
You just have to walk on the bottom. You
Hey,
can't really swim.
Oh, some kind of similar.
Private roll.
Walrus
Yep, she'd see it.
or a crocodile. Or a shark? Shark's probably good.
shark is good, but the crocodile might be good because then you'd be armored. And if there's like more land on the other side, crocodile would allow you to climb up onto the land.
Oh, yeah. OOC, I could be a giant seahorse.
That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome, actually.
There's some
Not exactly
there's some
highly
pretty
defensible, but
funny
amazing.
options. Like this has nothing to do with being underwater, but I can turn into a giant space hamster.
It's amazing.
That's from
That is-
Spelljammer.
That is an official creature. I think I'm gonna go with I think a croc would be fun.
Would you want to transform in the water Otherwise, you'd have to hop off this 15-foot drop.
Oh, good idea.
And I'll point to the rope, be like, it's all tied up, ready to go.
He's gonna run and jump off the ledge, and then in midair, he's gonna snap and turn into a crocodile.
Amazing.
And then for whatever weird reason, as soon as this crocodile hits the water, everyone starts to hear a ticking noise. Like there's a
Well,
clock somewhere.
about that hitting the water thing.
Uh-oh.
But first, let me get the wild shape form. Oh, you're jumping over there. Okay. Yeah, you hit the water.
Oh,
So you jump in, sploosh. And give me a perception check. Well, let me get your stat block. Because I got to do the polymorpher. And
I
it's
think it.
polymorph. Open list.
Who wants to get on?
Kaito would.
I mean,
I think it'd be great to see Kaito riding a crocodile.
I think Kaito would break a crocodile, to be honest.
I'm having trouble imagining how that would like function truly, because Kaito's legs are so long. Like,
Kick your legs. We need to move faster.
be like additional oars on the other side of the croc, like a pool noodle.
Crocodile. There it is. And this is the CR 1/2 one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's hope nothing breaks while we're doing this.
I think it says that I use my stat blocks unless the wild shape has a better one, right?
One
Like
sec.
if you wanted me to roll perception, I think it's just mine.
Don't do that. Keep bio, keep equipment
Let's see.
features. So for wild shape,
It says your game
you
stats are replaced by the stats of the beast, but you retain your alignment, personality, and intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores. You also retain all of your skill and saving throw proficiencies, in addition to gaining those of the creature.
correct.
I guess I would just roll from here.
Merge saving throw, take the highest. Merge proficiencies, take the highest. There's like a checklist that I gotta go down to
Mhm.
do the actual like wild shape feature.
Oh, I got you.
Also,
Sorry, I closed my character sheet. I think that might have been an issue.
all right, there we go. Oh, apparently I was muted. I was trying to say, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming in, because apparently you didn't hear any of that the last couple of minutes, so I'll just say it again. Hi. What were you up to? I am cubed, by the way. I have 3 twos, and I run D&D games. So welcome in. Icewind. Ooh, nice. Let me hit this wild shape button. Did that work? You got your stats. It's all. I think it all went through perfectly. You're able to control your character and whatnot. I don't know why my alerts are taking forever, but yeah, thank you. Welcome in. You're
let's see.
adorable. Ducks is stinky.
Yep,
Well,
yep, we're good.
we have baths here, you know. And how was your game? How's my game? We're going.
Oh, I see. You have all of my stuff pulled over, so I can just roll from here.
Yeah, you should be able to, because it's a
Sweet.
module, I think, that essentially allows me to convert or kind of do like a temporary switch of these stats, but also kind of merges them. It's also me getting used to doing this. But yeah, it's going pretty good.
All right, just for the sake of it, I broke concentration on detect magic as well because I know that it doesn't work when I'm shapeshifted.
It
I
does.
can't do spells or anything. I
So
thought that I wasn't able
if
to do
you
spells.
so you can't cast spells while wild shaped. However, if you have a spell active and you're concentrating on it and then wild shape, you can maintain concentration. It's
You
just
still
you can't
hold that? Oh,
cast
okay.
while.
That makes sense then. Okay. Well, I clicked that off, but we'll just keep that in mind. Also, I have the hold breath feat, so I can hold breath for 15 minutes.
Okay.
So it's not unlimited. I guess that's the reason I'm bringing that up.
Correct. So
All right.
I'd say Max and Kalia, you see Price dive over, and Max, you got the full view of watching this gnome just dive into the air, probably like arms out, and it kind of looks like you've seen people dive before, and like you feel like if you were to hit that water, that's gonna hurt like hell. But then in like the last minute, he turns into this crocodile, and it's this big sploosh, and he just kind of disappears underwater. And you gave me the perception. And as you hit the water and dive under, you swim around for a second, let your vision adjust to the depths, as it were. How far down do you swim? Are you just on the surface there, Price, or?
So I guess before diving down, or kind of like as I start to swim, I don't know feet wise. Again, I don't know if this carries over. So Price has dark vision for 120 feet. And so do I see, I guess even if that doesn't apply, do I see like a cave or like a pathway that seems like it, leads to anything? Is it just kind of like emptiness?
First, let me see. Okay, so you can't use any of your special senses, such as dark vision, unless your new form also has that sense, because you are
Okay.
sort of magically transforming into that creature.
Into a
So,
creature. Yeah, makes sense. And this doesn't, as far as I know.
but it doesn't say anything about it being like a class feature. So I guess if you were a warlock, it'd be funny. Yeah. So you do not have dark vision. Hold breath. The crocodile not have dark vision. Then underwater. Why would it? So, yeah, you look around and you're definitely sure that you spot something or someone swimming around. but it's not necessarily like, the with your roll, you were able to just spot them, per se. It was more like they were swimming around a corner, so you saw it, but it went around a bend, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I'll dive down. Let's see. I think my swim speed is 30, so I'll go 20 feet. Just probably like straight down if that's possible. See what I can see.
As you swim down, there's other things kind of disappearing into like the rock formations. Almost like imagine, schools of fish being frightened by a giant crocodile, but they're more humanoid. And I mean, you kind of get the feeling that they're fleeing from you.
Mm-hmm.
But with the 25, I'd say like you maybe catch the silhouette. They kind of look like frog people.
Let's see. I'll um probably keep swimming down and um is you said that they were kind of fleeing into I'm picturing kind of like small little crevices or
Yeah, like
tunnels
holes
and
in
things like
rocks
that.
and whatnot.
Is there a large uh cave or like tunnel that stands out more than any of the others?
Give me a survival.
Okay.
So there's nothing that's like large. It just seems like they're just big enough to fit these kind of creatures. Maybe they are, um, maybe they've made these holes, or maybe this just happened to be an ideal environment that, a lot of these holes and crevices between the rock formations is just enough for them to actively, get in and out safely. But you don't really notice any cave openings from where you are.
And if detect magic was still active, am I getting anything from that down here?
Nope.
Okay.
Definitely nope.
um I guess I mean do I other than these kind of holes and crevices and the silhouettes of these kind of fleeing creatures, is there anything else that I see that might be of note? Like is there um anything resting at the bottom, maybe like a chest or uh a wreckage, or is there anything else worth exploring?
So if you swim all the way down, all the way, it gets real deep real fast, which is almost a
How far
little
would you say it is?
strange when you think about it. Like you jumped off this cliffside, and it basically just goes straight down. You would imagine, like, with the little bit of water that rolls in, um, that you would assume that it's pretty shallow.
How
But
far would you
as you're
say
looking off
down it
to
is?
the this side, it just kind of goes out into just water. So what are y'all's while you figure out what you might want to do there? What are y'all's above ground doing?
What was the last thing you said? I think I missed it.
Uh, just well, that was more for the people above. Like it's just ocean. Maybe like a couple of smaller islands. I can kind of see I can tag it. like the cusp of like another little outlet over there, but it just goes. It is way too deep to be this close.
Okay.
So Max, what are you doing? I'm just gonna go left or right.
Well, I watched him turn into the crocodile and go under. I guess I don't know, cause like, why the shit is this here? It can't just be nothing. There's no reason to make a magical portal inside of a tree that goes nowhere, right? So I think I'm gonna burn a spell slot here. Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and cast enhance ability on myself, and I'm gonna take Owl's wisdom. And I guess for everybody else, like I'm just kind of like I touch my fingers, two fingers. I'm gonna use middle finger and index to my forehead, and then you're gonna see kind of like the head of an owl, but maybe like in like a jade green kind of color, and it's an aura, like a helmet that's wrapped around my head. And then I'm gonna use that to kind of do enhance my perception checks, just to kind of see what all we might be missing. 'Cause I don't have. I should have done this for somebody else, but I don't know who has good perception because I only have +1.
Well,
Mine's
now
pretty
you
good.
have advantage on your +1.
Well,
I mean,
I could
unless you want to cast it on
upscale
me,
this.
mine's pretty high.
I'm gonna do that. I'm
For
gonna upscale it
+8.
to a level 3 spell slot instead of a level 2, which lets me so I'll restore that and then take this away. That lets me cast it on 2 creatures. So I'm gonna cast it on myself and on Kalia, and just just in come up to him and touch him on the shoulder and be like, hey, just use this to kind of enhance your senses and your smell and sound and sight. And I'm without even asking if it's okay. I just basically cast this spell on her. But she could also see that I'm casting on myself. It's like one hand like on myself, one hand on her shoulder, and then like your senses would just open up and you have advantage on all wisdom skills.
You just see my eyes go kind of wide, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Thanks, Max. And I'm used to like Flora coming up and just casting stuff to help, so I didn't even think about it. I'm just like, hey, sweet.
Ugh, 12.
Well, with my newfound perception, let's see. Do I just roll it with advantage? Is that, or how does it work?
Yeah.
Or do you just add a
yeah.
+1? Okay.
Any
Advantage.
wisdom skill, so animal handling, insight, medicine,
Okay.
perception, survival, and you get it for an hour.
Sweet. Thank you.
So with a 21, you kind of spot this little spot over there,
Mhm.
and that goes down, a little bit. And you look at it, and you narrow your eyes, and you stare at it with intent. Hold on, let me move the camera so you guys can see it. That spot right there, that little blue spot. Zoom out just in case I forget to move the camera again. I have to manually do camera control. Fun lesson. And you squint and you just look at it, and it's just like, something about that water just isn't right. It's
Hmm.
like it's like the ripples move a little bit weird. It's like the light bounces off of it awkwardly.
Like
It's something
potential
really
illusion
off.
awkwardly, or like camouflage on a creature awkwardly.
Mm.
Okay. Well, grab
That's
the.
what your perception got you.
Okay. So I will grab the rope and kind of pull it over here and be like, "Hey, Max, guys, this water in this kind of divot down here is weird. Doesn't look like water should look, if that makes sense." And also holler over at Price. Say, "Hey, can you come take a look at this?" What's the wait? Also,
See the
does he
water?
still have detect magic on?
He does, but he cannot hear you from where he is. He is way
Okay,
deep now.
still he's okay. Fair. I was like, this water looks weird. I'm gonna climb down and check it out. I'm gonna haul over Valve Kit. I'm gonna go check out this weird water. So if something happens,
sorry,
just
Kit.
let me know I'm doing a thing. Or sorry, Kaito.
Mm-hmm.
Apologize. I was looking at Max's avatar when I was thinking of the rest of our group, and in my brain, apparently he's still Kit. So might take a minute to get past that.
Aw,
So
forever
Valve,
Kit.
Kaito, Valve, Kaito. I'm climbing down this kind of thing here, and the water looks weird. So would you guys watch my back? I don't know what it is. So I'll climb down
Oh, yes.
and carefully, yeah, very carefully climb down and take a closer look. Do I need to investigate, or is my perception still high enough that I can use that for things?
So we're still using the perception.
Okay.
And is Vold or Kaito doing anything? Stand where you are.
Oh.
Moving closer.
I'll come closer, but
Kaito's gonna keep an eye on this guy that apparently lugged with us. Oh, he's gonna stay put.
Oh, he's like in between squares. Hold on. There. Properly aligned. All right. So, Kali, you climb down, and just when you think your foot is going to touch the water, it doesn't. You step on something, and it's like kind of amorphous, and your foot just kind of sinks into it a little bit.
Like sludgy?
Yes.
Ew. Well, I'm gonna pull it right back out. Can I?
Give
I would
me
have
a
not shoved my
athletics
foot in it.
check.
No, just what I'm saying though. I would have probably barely put my foot on the surface of it, and if it didn't react like water, I would not have put my foot fully in it.
Give me an
Okay.
Statement remains the same. You still
Okay.
touched it.
Oh wait, that's strength, so it doesn't go bonus.
Athletics, yeah. Strength based. So your foot touches not water and
Mhm.
just kind of feels stuck now.
Guys, this wasn't water, but it was something sticky and sludgy. I'm not sure, but I might need help getting pulled out of this stuff. Is it
Kaito, you
like
might need to pull
Yeah.
Are you
Kali
gonna watch
out.
this guy?
I'll watch him. And I'll
is
just
it like
stare right into his face.
so cubed, is it like alive, or is it like a mud pit, or is it like a living ooze? Like, is it trying to climb up my foot, or
Nope.
is it just inert?
You're
Okay.
just stuck to it like flypaper.
Ooh. All right. Well,
Okay.
I should have poked it with a stick.
How far down is she? Like, can I reach her from where I'm at, or
About 15
Like,
feet.
Like,
okay? So,
would be about 10 feet since I'm like 5 feet something tall.
do you have the rope tied around you?
It's not tied around me, but I'm holding on to it. So if you pulled the rope, it would help pull me up.
Well, if it's got that good of a grip on you, if I pull the rope too hard, you're just gonna fall off the rope. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's fair. Well, there's a rope, so I will tie it around my waist and leg.
Ready?
Yeah.
Get pulled.
Sweet.
All right, so with the 22, you pull Kali on up. And whatever's stuck
Ooh.
to her foot is still stuck to her foot.
You might have to abandon the
As
shoe.
it just kind of seems like some jelly, like sticky, like imagine a gummy bear that somebody licked and like stuck to a couch.
And does part of it come off with my shoe, or
No.
it's like
it is a lot
stretches?
larger than you thought it was. As
Ooh.
Kaito, you're really having to like really put effort into pulling Kalia back up. So either she put on a lot of weight or she's pulling something with her. And Max, since you're standing next to her, it kind of seems like this goopy, oozy kind of stuff is just being pulled up with her, but still attached to her shoe.
What's the size of this goop?
It has filled this entire hole and still being pulled. Like it
I'm
kind of
used to
fills a
goofing
hole.
around with a lot of mimics, right? And they have this ability to basically adhere themselves to things. Does it feel like that's like maybe something has attached itself to her, or is this just accidental stepped in something sticky?
Give me a history check with advantage.
16.
Yes, it is. It is definitely something of the amorphous type. It is maintaining enough of its form, so when she pulls up, when she's getting pulled out, it's coming with her. So you can probably ascertain that it is in some way, shape, or form holding some level of composition.
Mhm.
And having interacted with the mimics as you have, it's not a mimic, but definitely something along the lines of the more amorphous creatures.
Yeah.
But you'd also understand that due to its composition, it would be very heavy to try and pull it out, which Kaito's
So I'm still
actually
pulling
doing.
her up, right?
Yes.
Okay, Kalia.
Yeah.
Lay out the desserts for a while. This is really bad.
I'm gonna look down and be like, I don't think I've put on any weight. But then I'll look further and I'll be like, but some weight may have been put on me. Looks like you're pulling up the thing that was attached to my foot.
Uh,
Well,
Can
it's
you
less of a
make it
thing and
let
more of
go?
a who. Did you mean to bring both of them up, horseman, or?
what do you mean both?
Well, there's
I'll be like,
definitely an entity attached to her right now, and it looks massive.
Can
It
we
fills up
get
the
it
whole hole.
detached?
Well, it might be friendly.
You
I mean,
could
I
you
can
go
throw a
ahead and
dagger
find
at
that
it if
out.
you want, but don't blame me if something
mean-
goes and I pull out a dagger.
and no, I'll hold like I'll be like, wait, before you stab it, because your knife might or your dagger might also get stuck to it. Can you? I mean, when you talk to your mimics, can you just talk to this like you would and request that it let my foot go?
Yeah, all right, I'll try it, and I'm gonna squat down and put my hands on my thighs and be like, "Come here, girl. Come on, let go of that stupid boot."
That's
You're so
Just
sure it's a
anything
girl.
happen.
give me a persuasion with
Oh my god.
disadvantage. What language? You saying this is just in common?
Yeah. She said to talk to them like I do my mimics.
I did. I did.
Disadvantage.
Yeah. We'll see how they interpret. That's
14.
pretty good for even with disadvantage.
I have plus
All
10, so my first roll was a 16. I'm really good at talking to people.
Apparently in things. So as Kalia gets pulled up, whatever this thing is just kind of makes this like sucker sound and just detaches like. But
Good
it's not
girl,
stuck
I
in a
knew
hole.
you could do it.
Now, is she gonna completely yeet up since Kaido's like really trying to pull her up?
Yep.
Shit.
I'll be like,
Okay. So it's gonna go from pulling you up to having to catch you. Got it.
Kali is
So
now airborne.
that would move to what do I have to do to catch her?
so I'm probably just gonna like fly past you and land over here.
Or lands in a tree.
Yeah.
If you're trying to catch somebody, it'd be acrobatics. Trying to get in the way and
Get
Ooh.
caught.
Hey.
So what did we
You just give me
learn?
like, oh, thank you.
What did we learn?
To use a stick and not my foot.
Correct. And he'll stun her
Yeah.
down.
I'm squinting
Thank
at
you,
the
Kaito.
the squishy sticky thing, and I pull out like a little feathered ink pen, right? And I was like, "Who wants a treat?" And then I just toss it up at it to just get stuck in it and say, "This is for you." Because that's how
so
I would do the
a little
mimics.
pseudopod reaches out and takes it.
Mm-hmm.
So meanwhile, underwater, what's Price doing? That's right, I'm camera swapping.
While we're
So
waiting
you
to hear from Price. Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm gonna turn to Max and be like, "Thank you. That was very effective." And look, you've made a new friend.
Yep. Now we've got one more mouth to feed.
so at the I guess is Price now at the very bottom
Yes.
and okay, so then what's down here?
Down here at the bottom, there aren't any like holes that lead under or anything. It's just like sand. What's it? Silt? Silt? That's usually.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like clay. So yeah, it'll be silt. Yeah, silt.
And it's just empty? Like there's just nothing here?
Nothing that stands out. But as you're down here, there are other you'd probably spot like eyeballs like watching you from like the holes. Little froggy eyes
But you just said there were no holes.
from the rocks formation. There's no holes like at the bottom, but he's still somewhat close to like the cliffside kind of thing. So like imagine like right there's like things watching you, and there's like right there's like things watching you.
Yeah.
Move the camera.
I don't know. How long did it take me to swim all the way down here?
Let's see, your swim speed is 30. Were you like hustling to get to the bottom or just
No,
full
because I was looking around, I think, as well.
So 1, 2, 3, 36, 9, 12. I'd probably say a good, well, if you were looking around, so let's say it took you like 3 or 4 minutes or so. Because you probably swim down a little bit, look around, see these things, stop.
Mm-hmm. Um. So I'll get all the way down to the bottom, and uh, actually like flatten myself on the sea floor, I
They all
guess
ran.
you would call it.
And then Price was never seen again.
Yeah. Is it? I mean, is it? You mentioned it's like sandy or like silty, but is it solid? If I
No, it's like imagine you're like on a beach and you're just walking in the
Mhm.
sand. It's you know, as a as a giant
Yeah, I mean,
crocodile, it's not gonna hold you back from resting in it. So it's
I
not like
mean,
stone.
like solid in the sense of I don't just go through it.
Correct. It's not like you fall through anything.
Okay. Um. Then I guess I would kind of, for lack of a better word, land at the bottom of this sort of chasm, and from here, I don't know if you want me to do like another perception check or what, but I'll just probably just take another look around, scan things around. Um, the hopes of me kind of like landing and being still is that maybe some of these creatures come back out, but that's more or less kind of like what I'm looking for, just to see if I see anything else or if
Give me a perception,
anything
because you're a
happens.
good. Yeah, you're really far from where you were before. I'd say now that you're settled, I'll just unveil them. Oop. From GM layer. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Look, it's frogs wearing hats.
Like, they don't come out to you, but, just as you've settled and just watch them, they're watching you with intent. But they're definitely keeping their distance, and they're staying in the safety of these hovels that they seem to fit in. Oh, there's one more missed. That one.
Is there some sort of check that I can do to see if I recognize what type of creature these are?
Nature history. It
Okay.
would give you 2 different sets of info. A 12. Well, some kind of frog people. Yeah. Yep. You're pretty sure the species starts with a B, but that's about it. You can't quite recall it.
So I have an idea, but I don't know if it's going to work.
5, 6, yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, if you need a minute to think about it, we can pan the camera over.
Yeah. Yeah, give me a
So,
sec.
back upstairs. So this oozy looking thing, it pulled in the tree, and you just see it floating inside of it, and it's just kind of basically just suspended inside. That's all it does. It seems content. Amorphous.
All right, so clearly this is a Timmy, right? Because they were stuck in a well.
I'm just gonna look at you a little confused, be like, clearly. Trying to be
Why?
supportive,
Does
but
being stuck in a
I'm-
well mean they're a Timmy?
no.
Oh, you probably don't have those here in this realm, huh? Anyway, and I'm like squatted down, and I've already offered it my pin and chunked it at it, so and I deleted off my inventory. You're coming with us, little Tim.
Let's see.
Make like a
Can
bubbly or some kind of noise if you agree.
it bubbles a little bit, or a squelching noise, I guess.
All right, you're adopted child number 13. Don't worry, we got plenty of brothers and sisters outside. I look at the others. Unless somebody else wanted to take care of it.
Nope. Have fun.
I mean, Miss Malia, you kind of fell onto him, so you get first dibs.
Her name's Kalia.
Yeah.
Well, I've been here half a day.
Yeah,
Just letting you know, it's Kalia.
it's true. Well, you seem to have much more experience with these types of creatures, so I'm going to leave that in your hands. Good work. I'm going to pat you on the shoulder again.
All right. Well, I guess somebody needs to swim down and get the gator boy, so we can say "see you later, boy" and go back to the temple.
I'll peer down. I mean, I'm guessing that he's so far down, I'm not going to be able to see anything.
Correct. He's very deep.
Try chucking a rock.
Hmm.
Don't hit it with
I
it.
mean, yeah, I don't really know where he is under there, though. I wouldn't know where to throw it where he'd see it.
It's big enough. He'll see it no matter where he's at.
I mean, maybe. But I wouldn't want to drop it on him either.
Good point.
However, I wonder. Well, our ropes are only 50 feet long, but
Does
maybe we
Bald
could
have
tie
that
a
mind
rock to it.
speaky stuff?
Yeah, but I think they have to be in line of sight. Hey,
Mm.
Val.
Yeah.
Here, I'll watch this guy. Go help her.
Can you? Yeah, come here.
Oh, he's waiting for them to mess up. Oh, he waiting.
Can you reach Price with telepathy, or do you have to be able to see him?
Let me see. Whoops.
30 feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
can see within 30 feet too. Yeah. Okay, that's too far. I mean, I could dive down at least to the edge of that and see if I see him.
So I have, like I said, I have an idea, but I'm wondering if it's even doable.
We'll go for whatever because we'll probably take a minute to think about stuff.
So I guess a question about wild shape. This hasn't come up, and I'm curious.
Go on.
I'm already wild shaped currently. If I wanted to change my form, is that something that's doable? Or would I have to come out of wild shape and then like transform again separately?
So basically, for wild shape, once you pick the form, you're stuck in it until like you cancel the effect or you're knocked out of it from hit points of said creature being knocked to 0.
Okay.
So
So
you're not able to like change it on the fly. You'd have to recast it.
but technically I could just come out of this form, go through the transformation, and then just do it again.
If you have any wild shapes left.
I don't have a limit on them.
Oh, there is.
Yeah,
So
you can only do so many a day.
If I look at it, the uses just has a dash.
So starting at second level, you can use your action to magically assume the shape of a beast that you have seen before. You can use this feature twice. You regain expended uses once you finish a short or long rest.
Okay. Well, that's weird that it doesn't have a number there anymore. It has one next to natural recovery, but not with wild
What circle are
companion
you?
or wild shape. Circle of the land.
Then circle length.
But we did short rest just before this.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I should be able if it's 2, I should have another charge. But another sort of caveated question that is going to, and you don't have to answer this. I would understand if you don't give me this sort of info, but based on the role that I got, not knowing what these creatures are, my idea was to shift from the crocodile, and if I have to go back to being Price, then I would try that, just like hold my breath, and then shift into a giant frog. I know that we've talked about like communicating, and that I can't necessarily speak uh, as Price, but if I was a similar creature to these other creatures, would we be able to communicate?
Do we have somebody that can speak to animals?
Oh, I wonder who the centaur is.
Yeah.
But these things are
You can't do it underwater. You
Yeah.
spoke-
Um,
No, I have it like as a feature.
Yeah, I think you are just
It's
able
from your
to.
subclass, I believe, as a barbarian.
yeah, but the thing about that is, unless you have the ability to speak underwater
Mhm.
or be able to breathe underwater, then it kind of works the same way as like why spellcasters can't like use verbal components underwater because you're underwater.
But so that, I get it's long and convoluted, but that was my idea to try to wild shape into something similar enough to these creatures that I would be able to communicate with them. Is that possible? Because if it's not, then I'm just gonna swim back up and
Let's
not
look
worry
at
about
their
it.
language. Very specific, apparently.
But I can change into a giant frog.
Let's see, giant froggy. Do-do-do.
That seems the closest potential thing
Breathe air and water.
on the list.
Hmm. Because I'm trying to think, because wild shaping doesn't necessarily teach you a language. Hmm. Well, so I guess in character, because we're thinking of like the out of character, but the in character, like what would
Mhm.
Price be thinking of doing? Like, is Price trying to communicate with them somehow? Is he like wagging his tail, or is he like blinking in a certain way? Is he trying to do like SOS?
Well, so Price has noticed that, like he went into the water as this large crocodile, and he saw these silhouettes of these creatures running and fleeing, and so there are creatures down here, but he's also noticed that now that he's reached the bottom, that they're still kind of watching him. They didn't just run away inherently; they're still around, and so if this is like their home, um, I my thought was potentially trying to switch to a creature that I would be able to communicate with them, to just figure out what this place is, because we were, we walked through a tree to get here, and these creatures seemingly exist here. Um, so the only other creatures that we found, or that Price has found. So he was probably just going to try and ask him questions about what this place is. Um, as a crocodile, I think he would be trying to um give off a like body language that he's non-threatening. So probably like he probably buried his snout, his jaw in the sand to where his eyes are still above, but his mouth isn't showing and open, and he's probably flattened himself as much as he can just on the floor there. But
Give me a
yeah,
persuade. Let's see. Give me a performance.
okay. But so as far as like switching, like you said, being able to communicate and things like that, I know I wouldn't learn a language, but I guess I felt if I was the same creature
Yeah,
or a
because
similar
it
enough
does say
creature.
something similar in the wild shape description, right? It says your game statistics are replaced by the statistics of the beast. You retain your alignment, personality, your intelligence, wisdom, charisma. You also retain all your skills and saving throw, and in addition, you gain those of the creature. It
Some
does say
saves.
that like you can't speak or take any action that requires hands. It's instead limited to the capabilities of your beast form. So I kind of read it to like if you were a wolf, you could communicate with other wolves, but you wouldn't be able to like just get like speak with animals as like a passive. Do you know what I mean? So I guess
Yeah,
by turning
I
into a
was
giant
picturing that
frog,
as
could
well.
you communicate with other frogs?
That's yeah, that's kind
That'd
of
be
the
the
moral of
fun
what I'm
thing to
asking.
do, and he's given up his last wild shape to do it.
The important
But if
question is, do you? Do you take that risk?
yeah, that was my plan. So yeah, I guess to follow suit with what we were just doing, I will, because I am still a large gator or croc. Where is it? I will do this. Try and seem non-threatening.
So you go to like bury your snout under the like sand and the silt, and you at like just that moment, you just out of nowhere you just get really really itchy, and you just suddenly just have to scratch, but your limbs don't let you scratch your back, so you probably have to do like a barrel roll or something,
Just a couple gator rolls. Yep.
and you just end
I
up
feel
kicking
like
up a
in the
bunch of like sand and obscuring.
ooh, that's perfect. Because so the sand kicks up and it obscures the area a little bit.
Mm-hmm. He's picking up what I'm putting down.
I would use that as an opportunity to shift from a crocodile back to Price. I would, take because the croc can hold breath, so I'd be holding my breath already. Um, and then yeah, I'm gonna do my second wild shape to go into a giant frog. Hopefully, being able to muster this transformation before the silt and sand settles.
So giant frog, hold on, let me go through the hoops of getting this.
I'm sorry.
Let's
I feel
see
like
there.
wild shape is
More.
just such an inconvenience.
It is when you do it this way, but it could be much worse without an actual system in play. Giant frog. There. Select.
Oh, another just kind of like sort of passive question as far as
That.
um
All
uh,
that.
time elapsed. Would detect magic still be
Mental.
up, or would we be kind of like hitting that mark?
It would be ended by now.
Okay.
Because it already took you like four or so minutes to get down here. You
Yep. And then
already
I
took enough
stayed
time
down there for a
to
little bit.
get through here, jump down.
Ignored the magic pants.
Yes, you ignored the magic pants.
I didn't ignore them. No, I didn't. Appreciated them in all of their glory, and then I just picture someone wearing like some really nice pants and Price just being like, now those are magical. They don't have
With your
magical properties, but
with your
they're
billowing
just,
cloak.
they're magical. Mm-hmm. Oh, cool! I'm a
Are
frog.
do you have? Oh no, magic items form into whatever you shipped into. I was thinking a giant frog with a cape of billowing active is like that's the only thing that doesn't shape with you.
Well, so we talked about it. I feel like we were trying to decide what sort of characteristic of Price stays when he wild shapes. I think someone mentioned the beard. I thought the hat would be funny. The cloak of billowing would be pretty good as well. Just whatever creature I am has a billowing cape behind it. All right. So, I can just breathe underwater now. I don't have to actually hold breath. And I also have dark vision for 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
If that
Yep.
changes anything. So I guess
18 hit points on it. Okay.
I went through and did my transformation, and now I'm just still kind of sitting there as everything settles.
All right. As everything settles, one of these creatures swims up, grabs you, and pulls you into the hole real quick.
Oh shit.
And gives you like a head pat. And then it looks to like this other one that's next to it, and they speak in a language that you don't really comprehend. And then they're like poking their heads out, and they're pointing to the other guys that are like over there, and they're look like they're like saying some words, and there's some back and forth, and they're all sticking their heads out simultaneously, looking around for where that crocodile was.
Yeah, I'll stick my head out and look out, try and kind of like match their movements, and then if they look at me, um,
With the
I will
billowing
attempt.
cape underwater.
Yeah, I'll attempt
No.
to communicate. Uh, I guess ask who they are, if that gets conveyed in any way.
So he doesn't know their language, but they can.
Some sort of mild croak.
So okay, so through croaking basically, and they look at these two like look at each other, and then they look back at you, and then they kind of like shrug. And then they croak back at you in a similar fashion.
um, so Bryce Frog is gonna like look back out, and he'll look down where they grabbed him from and where the croc was, and look back at them, and croak and nod, and then he'll look out kind of toward these, and stick his head back in and just kind of like tilt his head to the side as he just kind of blankly looks at them.
They very cautiously look around to where that croc was. They even give it like a little bit of a wide berth there. And then they also just kind of disappear. Not really disappear, but kind of, they're coming into the crevices of the rock formation over here. They're all just kind of like convening. Yeah. And there's this cacophony of croaking. Almost, like when it's a certain time of year and there's just like the freaking frogs are just out. It's kind of like that. 'Cause I have experienced that, and good lord, are they loud?
I feel like while I might not understand what they're saying, I'm trying to kind of keep up with them in the conversation of croaking.
And a couple of them like swim up to you and just kind of poke you a little bit. Just like poke. And then stick their heads out. And probably a good 5 or so minutes goes on like this as they're poking their heads out, looking around, croaking. And then eventually they start to filter out and just swim around. Filter out, out. And the one that, originally gave you the head pat, he starts to swim to the surface.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would be probably looking at that one that grabbed me, and kind of like making eye contact and then looking up toward the surface and trying to make some sort of body language for them to follow me as I make it look like I'm starting to make my way to the surface as well.
Whole lot of squimming, lots of squims.
Yep. And my thought would be once we got to the surface, I would jump out and land probably back here.
Right on top of Kalia.
Is that where Kalia is? I don't see Kalia there.
On my screen, she's right there.
Oh,
Yep.
she's over here. Oh, that was weird. She just moved. Okay. Yeah. Then yeah. I'm a medium-sized frog that's about to just jump out of the water and
So Kalia, what do you do as this giant frog leaps out of the water at you?
She'd see the cape though, at least, right?
Hold on, let's see. Do I see the cape? Yeah, I probably see the cape. I'm startled, but I'm just like,
oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
oh god, it's a frog. Oh wait, that's a billowing cloak.
Just flying
Price?
out of the water. This is Price's moment. And he's a frog.
So he's a medium creature, like catchable, like Labrador sized, or like my size.
He's a
like
I would
person
say
size.
he's a so the normal frog is I think tiny and I think I'm considered medium. So I would say it's probably a frog that is Price's normal size.
Okay, let's see, proportionately, would that be something that I would naturally assume is catchable?
Well, Price's normal size is small, so this is actually bigger than Price.
So
Yeah. I just
I
fit,
think I'll
like,
probably
as far as-
just try and
see if like
So like a full-size dog.
okay. So I'll probably try and like catch him, and then like if I need to fall backward, to kind of soften the fall. I'll try and catch him. Would that be acrobatics or athletics?
Acrobatics.
Thank goodness. Hey,
You catch this dog-sized frog. It's very, it's soaking wet. It's slimy, and it has a cape.
I'll just kind of like hold him up and be like, Price? Is that you?
You definitely get tongued in the forehead.
I'll be like, oh, as a yes, and I'll put you down. Why are you a frog?
You just hear a really kind of like deep croak, and he's gonna turn toward the water, and kind of lean forward and peer over this little cliff edge down into the water.
So I want to roll insight. Would it be with advantage because I know Price, so I would conceivably have a better idea of what he was going to trying to like intuit or intimate, or would it be normal?
For an insight, I mean, he's trying to convey something, so I'd say with advantage.
And it'd be advantage anyway with the thing that Max cast on me, right? Hey.
Oh yeah, insights, wisdom. Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Like, are there frogs down there? And that's why I turned into it.
You just hear another large croak, and as
Do you
as
need
much
me
of
over
a-
there?
as much of a nod as a as a frog can do. And then yeah, I would assume, because I knowing that Kaito can speak with animals, I was hoping that we would have one of these follow me up to where they would at least surface or follow up on the shore. And then I'm not conveying any of this in character because I'm a frog,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm
Well,
hoping
I'm
that
gonna
one of them
wonder.
follows me.
I'm going to let's see. So you're a frog, and you could probably frog speak, even though it's not the frog's language, but it's like inside or like what's the word? Instinctive frog, right? So I'm probably gonna think of something similar anyway and be like, hey Kaito, see if you can understand what Price is saying while he's in frog shape. I think there's more frog guys down there.
Who's gonna watch this guy?
Here, I'll watch him.
I like how everybody's taking turns babysitting this guy.
And I'm gonna make one arm really, really long and just like put it on his head and give him a look like no trouble. And that way I can like kind of hold on to his head while I'm watching the rest of what's going on.
With beasts for the duration, okay. Technically it makes him a beast.
Yeah, I feel like this guy's just like, please kill me.
So you'd be able to speak with Price because technically he's a beast now.
All right, what?
Well, there's a whole bunch of frog people down here, but I
Okay,
couldn't
and
really. Well, I went down there as a crocodile, as you saw, and then they all ran. It's really deep down there, but
okay, it's
there
deep.
isn't really anything except for them. And then I decided maybe I try to turn into a frog to talk to them, but they well I think they tried to save me from the crocodile that I was formerly, and
And you
then
couldn't speak with him, I'm guessing.
yeah, but I couldn't talk to him.
Okay. Did any of them follow you? Because I don't know about you, but I cannot hold my breath that long.
Well, I think so. I think there's one. There was one that was coming up with. That was the one that grabbed me, and then they patted me on the head, which was pretty nice, I guess.
Oh, you got big brothered.
A little bit.
All right. With Price being about the size of a dog? Question mark.
Yep, medium-sized frog.
Can Kaido pick him up?
Yeah.
But he would. I think he would ask, Price, do you care if I picked you up?
That's fine.
Alright, he's gonna pick him up. And he's gonna step closer to the edge and look down while holding Dog Frog
Dog frog.
and see if he can spot any of the other frogs he's talking about.
I think it was that one over there.
You see like a pair of eyes just barely breaking the surface.
Hello? Oh, hello?
Erp. Erp.
I'm just hearing noises.
Mm-hmm.
Christ, you know what? Are you sure these are actual just regular frogs?
No?
No, okay. That's helpful. Can you understand us? Me? Anyone? Hello?
Erp.
He's gonna glance over to Vol because he's not too far off. He's like, what do I do here? It's not actually saying anything. Bald. Bald.
Vold, help!
Bald!
I think he took a bio break.
Oh my god, Bald! Oh shit.
Timing.
Okay, I'm not understanding words even though I can speak with animals, so I'm thinking this is not just a frog price. So it then comes on to the question of what language does it speak?
You can give me a history or a nature.
I'm bad at both.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Is it either of us or
Goes for
Both of us?
Kaito.
And I only got a 15. I'm not good at history or nature.
History, history, history. You think back. What kind of creature is this? Based on what Price described to you, their interactions, basically what you can see. And you think back to the time back when you were in school,
Uh-oh.
and you probably remember a few classmates that were, froggy people. And with a 15, you'd know them to be bullywogs.
Holy what language do they speak?
Typically, they, you'd imagine that only really know one language, which is bullywog, but, the one you knew or met at school was there to be educated. So they probably would have informed you that just, they typically don't speak common unless they have a reason to. Especially, indicating the reason, the classmate you had came to school to learn common in other languages, so.
Does anyone know how to speak bullywog?
When you say that, the bullywog points to himself.
Other than you, good gentlemen, because I do not know bullywog.
Bullywog. And it points to
We know
himself again.
common, but we don't know bullywog. So I assume you understand me. Do you know there's a portal that kind of dumped us out here?
It points to himself again. Bullywog.
He's gonna turn around and look towards Collier. Do you know anyone who speaks bullywog?
I don't, but I wonder. Well, I guess even if Val could speak telepathically with them, I don't know that would help.
I think he's visiting a bush. He's not responding.
I'm back.
Hey, Max.
Oh, good.
Do you have
Oh,
a way
help.
of telecommunicate or telepathically communicating with somebody in a different language, or like if they know another language?
Speak common if they have to. And in this current situation, I don't think they have to.
I mean,
Or
I could try.
or it could just be the issue that maybe they don't actually know it.
I know, but I'm going by the history check you gave them.
Yeah.
Hey Max, would you come keep an eye on the our guy here, our captive?
Oh yeah,
Tiffany
come on,
watching with me
Timmy,
in
let's
case.
go.
Okay.
Okay.
I do not need to share a
Thank you.
language.
Could you maybe try speaking to one of them to see if
turn back to
they know common and if they would be willing to speak common with us?
Okay. It's going to be pretty rough, but
Fine, you won't croak.
Uh,
Come on, you have to admit that at least a little good.
Thank you. You said it's fine.
He did, didn't he?
so with my limited telepathy,
Mm-hmm. You're in range.
yeah, I will convey the message of speak and common.
It shakes its head, bullywog, and points to itself again.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be able to speak with us.
But it conveys telepathically, I don't know common.
So we need somebody that knows bullywog.
That's what I was saying.
well, did it speak to
I
you
know
in common, or
bullywog.
did you?
He conveys to you telepathically.
So Val, do you understand what they're saying as if they were speaking to you in common, or is it still gibberish?
It would be limited concepts. So
Okay. Could you
Try to ask if they know
convey?
about the portal behind us.
Yeah, because they might still get the idea of, yeah, like if they are, do they know there's a portal? And I'll point over.
I will, convey the message of portal and point to roughly where we came in.
The message that is relayed to you are several question marks.
I don't think they know.
So if they didn't make the portal, who or what did, and why? Ask him if he knows if there's anything important here. Or try to ask, rather.
So I will
It does say the communication is
convey
slow.
any other entities around.
It points in the water. Down below it. And then you see
Okay.
like the image of like other versions of him or her.
Not bullywogs.
You would see an image, it would convey an image of what looks like basically the oozy creature. Yeah, because I'd say it would have seen it. And like it would be like the image of like that ooze that you have pulled out of a hole, and yeah, because he asked that.
So it seems like the only other is the thing we ran into earlier.
Oh, Timmy?
Yeah.
Why is there a portal to here?
I mean, it's possible that it sporadically opened. It could have been a fluke from all the energy floating around.
What are the odds of something being a fluke, though?
I mean,
Magic
I
is
don't
usually
know.
pretty precise when it's used.
But there's been a whole chaos of magical kind of schools floating around. What if they interacted in a way to create it?
Not sure. What do we do? Just go back?
I mean, yeah, we might need to.
Yeah, we could keep a mental note and ask
Mhm.
somebody in town that might know more about the portal to the Fey realm that we have at the
Yeah.
inn or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Let's see
It's
if
true.
Kuth notices.
I mean, I notice, but I'm not the one you're trying to get to notice.
He is bound. He is bound and gagged, so all he can do is mumble.
Oh, I'll just remove the gag then, and I'm gonna sit down right next to him.
So, laddie,
Yep.
looking for treasure, right? And he's like whispering.
Yeah, I'll whisper back. Yeah, I love treasure.
So, if you let me go, I'll tell you and only ye where the treasure is.
Why would I be interested in that? You're already telling us where the treasure is, and then I'm letting you go after.
I don't think they're gonna let me go.
What? Of course they'll let you go. Why wouldn't they?
They seem like the untrusting types.
You think so?
Yar.
They're over there trying to make friends with a bunch of frogs right now.
Probably to strengthen their numbers, because they probably won't need ye after. That's how their types are.
Maybe. I don't really know them too well. I just met them yesterday.
All right. What if I spice the deal then?
That's
What
what
if
I
I
was waiting
tell
on.
you? What if I even tell ye to get past all the traps and the a little password or how you say, a little workaround?
Now we're cooking. And I'm gonna take out a little parchment, and then I go, "Well, I lost my pen," and I look at Tim.
It just bubbles there.
I'll just put it to memory.
All right. All right. But ye have to promise, if they try to turn and murder me, you have to save me.
Between the two of us, I'm really persuasive, and when I can't get somebody to understand me, I can kind of force them into understanding me, right? So if they try to turn on you, I'll just make sure they see things my way.
Hmm. And give me a little persuasion.
Yeah. I mean, since this is kind of his deal, I feel like, I don't have to be super persuasive. Maybe advantage on it or something, right?
Let's see what you get.
25.
All right. Hmm. Ye seem like the kind of person that would have been great in me crew, you know, before they were all cut down by you mercenary group that you barely know and probably shouldn't trust.
Yeah, but why should I trust you over them?
Because I am desperate to get away.
What was your role in the crew?
Just another henchman. And now, technically, I'm the boss. Because I am the only one left.
That's one way to earn it, I guess. Have you ever thought about sailing maybe instead of the waters? Maybe the stars?
That sounds crazy. There's no boats that can fly.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. It's almost as far-fetched as people turning into alligators, huh?
Yar. That's preposterous.
Well, regardless, I maybe happen to have a crew myself, and we could use a few extra hands.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Well, if you're looking for extra hands, I can definitely, be quite handy. And he does like a kind of a grin.
Gotta love a punny villain.
He's
All
not a
right, you
villain.
help
He's just
us with the
misunderstood.
treasure. You help us disarm the traps. I'll consider you part of the crew. I'll split some of the bounty with you. Maybe we'll be sailing together sooner rather than later.
Now that's
Me, you,
how
and
he likes it.
him. And I point to the gray ooze.
I don't know what that is, but as long as it doesn't have a problem.
Well, it's you know how some famous pirates they often have parrots on their shoulders. I figure I'll just have this acidic goo instead, and it could just eat through the flesh of my enemies.
You would have made a great captain.
I am a great captain. And then I'm gonna hold his stare.
Are ye? What vessel?
You would have never heard of it. It seems like you're kind of local, but it's the Mermaid Scourge.
Ooh, I like that name. Yeah, we'll talk later. I like where
Yeah.
this is going. Maybe you should put the thing back over me mouth before your friends start suspecting something.
I'm gonna put the thing over his mouth and just let him know and nobody else.
You ever hear of the fearless Fletcher Fulton? Captain of the Mermaid's Scorn, Scourge of the Astral Sea?
And then I do this like I'm gonna stand up and put my hands on my hips and I'm gonna pretend that I have a cape that billows, but I definitely don't. As I'm like staring up at probably the top of the cave as if they were stars.
No, I can't. Oh, you can't say anything.
Yeah, you
Mumble,
can't talk.
mumble, mumble.
Just nod yes or no.
Shakes his head.
I killed a lot of men for this reputation, and it's doing me almost nothing.
He nods understandably.
I guess that's what happens when you go to the material plane. We're just way out here in the boonies where nobody knows nothing, huh?
He nods again.
Anyways, I'll keep my word. You keep yours. We'll see what happens. Maybe you'll make it out of this alive.
Another nod, because he can't really say anything.
All right.
All right,
I'm
so
gonna look
back to
to see to make sure that nobody else was eavesdropping.
give me a perception, I guess.
Yeah. In case somebody DM'd the DM and was like, "Hey, can I spy on this with a secret roll?"
Quick, somebody DM me.
Perception, you say?
Yeah.
I have advantage on those for probably another 50 minutes. 11.
Doesn't seem like anybody's noticed this conversation on account of them all talking to bullywogs.
I'm gonna head over to this rock and I'm gonna say really loud,
I'm gonna go pee standing up.
and I'm just gonna walk to the rock. And then turn away from them. That's it.
Does
All right.
someone need to go watch that guy now then?
I'll be like, oh, hey, well, here.
I love how they're all just like babysit this guy.
Do I notice if his gag has been shifted?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is that the only thing you're paying attention to?
That's just one of. Anything else that I would notice on a 21?
I mean, at this current moment, nope, he's just sitting there.
I'll give you a little piece of something, right? With a 21 perception. I'm definitely standing in front of a rock. There's been no maneuvering of the pants, no any kind of noise, just standing there and looking at it. As if I'm faking. That's it.
Nice.
Okay. Look at you, essentially. Let's see. I
All right.
picked the role. I lost connection.
That me or them? That's her.
On a 20, I sensed that there was some shady business. Max?
You're cutting in and out a little bit.
Oh, can you hear me now?
We will see.
How about now?
Seems like it's stable.
Oh, good. Do I sense anything like, or what do I sense then from Max's intentions toward this guy?
On a 20. I mean, Max seems pretty neutral about him. Like, you guys are like very concerned and like want to keep an eye on him, and Max is very nonchalant about it.
Well, between that and the gag being moved, and knowing that Max has a tendency to arrange for things on his own, I will. I'm gonna slide. I'm gonna slide the gag down of this guy, and kind of like hold him by the scruff of his shirt, and I'm gonna make my eyes start to glow red, and my teeth get kind of long, and ask him, be like, "So, did you have a conversation with our friend over there?"
Give me an intimidation check.
Do I just end up making myself look like
You look like a rabid
something
puppy,
cute?
that's all.
Like, so,
So Max,
So,
you see all this happening. Are you done peeing?
we're
On a
No,
rock?
I've got both hands behind my head, fingers interlocked, right? Because that's how men do it. And like I kind of look over my shoulder a little bit and see what's happening, but I don't really care enough to like eavesdrop. Maybe I'll be smiling about it, but they can't read my expression. I got my back to them.
What are you talking about?
Sorry.
Can you repeat that?
What are you talking about?
Well, it looks like your gag was moved, and we didn't move it. And it was on right before I left you, so what were you just talking about?
The gag was just uncomfortable. It was getting in me throat.
Well, we know you're the honest sort, so
The most
I'm sure
honest you'd ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I would cross my arms and cross me heart, but I'm tied up currently.
Yes, fair. Very fair. Well, just so you know, the law and the people who tend to kind of walk around in this area, if they notice somebody just randomly escaping, I don't know if we could protect you.
Oh, don't worry. I have no intent of escaping.
Hmm. Which tells me he absolutely is intending to escape. Like, well, we'll see about that. And I'm going to tuck his gag back in place. And I'm going to turn to Val and kind of gesture for him to come over. I'm going to take a peek over and see if Max is looking this way.
I'm gonna stare at him in the face again, like face to face.
So I'll just kind of lean in and quietly enough that only Val can hear say, we definitely got to keep an extra close eye on this guy. And I think Max, I think he's conniving to let him go and get something from him.
I will nod.
How's the conversation with the frog people going? The bollywogs, right?
We got probably all we're gonna get from them. They don't know anybody other than the slimy thing, and yeah, and they're not aware of the portal. So
Talking so quietly now.
without having real communication with them, it's gonna be harder to get much more.
Sure. Well, I mean, maybe we just take note of this and keep looking along because Price didn't see any magic here. So this likely isn't any source of stuff. And if the portal stays steady, then we could probably come back and maybe find somebody who can speak Pollywog that could come back.
Okay, so should I go through the portal first, and then you send the bandit second?
I'm actually thinking we should tie him up and secure him to Kaito, because then he can walk through with him.
That's a good idea.
Am I close enough to have heard my name?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
It's not a secret. We'll let you know.
Because you guys were whispering.
Well, he's still holding frog dog Price.
Price frog.
He's gonna look at the bullywog out there and like, I don't know how well you understand me, but thanks for trying to help. And then he's just gonna head back with frog dog in his arms here.
Frog dog.
Frog dog. Oh, that works, I guess. I'm still carrying him.
You just hear a croak.
Alright, I don't think we're gonna get much from the pollywogs. So are we heading back through the portal, or what are we doing?
Yeah, and we were thinking we might want to throw the captive on your back so you can carry him with you.
You know, if he's on my back, if he tries to pull something, I'm not gonna be able to really do anything about it, right?
Yeah, I'll be following you, so I can watch.
All right. You think it's a good idea?
Well, you can kind of he'll be tied up, and
he is.
We could hand you the ends of the rope, so he's kind of like immobilized against you.
Well, if he gets down, just let him know he's gonna get a hoof to the head.
I think Bryce is gonna relinquish frog form.
I'm gonna be going from holding frog for dog to praise.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Oh, hey. Good morning.
Hey, welcome
Do you
back,
say
Bryce.
good morning when someone unshifts? I don't know the proper etiquette here. Do you want down, by the way?
Yeah, can you put me on the ground?
Yeah, he'll set him on the ground. Do you want down, by the way?
Down, please.
Yep, downsies granted. You're down. Pat.
Yeah, I will say, if this fucker tries to run, I'm just gonna hit him with a thorn whip.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're so violent to your captives.
Well, you
When
can't
they're
speak.
ones that were part of a group that were trying to
Oh, wait.
hurt people,
Did you-
yeah, we are.
You gag him,
Shut up.
or is he?
Wait, yeah, wasn't he regagged?
Did you? I thought you
Yeah,
didn't.
Who let him talk?
I regagged him.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Redacted.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I definitely gagged him.
All right, Kaido
He
moves where they
mumbles
can get him
really
onto his
loud.
back.
So, are we done communicating with the whole family of frogs over there?
We can't really talk to them. They only speak
Right there.
Bullywog.
You can communicate in gesture, right?
We got a little bit. They only know of themselves and Timmy. Nothing else here.
Can't
That they know
bullywogs
of.
typically talk to frogs?
What?
I point to the gnome.
They
Couldn't
didn't
you just
talk to me
croak
at all.
something and...
I couldn't.
Well, I don't think you can speak bullywog, but they could speak you. You could be like, hey, if you understand me, jump up and down.
You want me to do that now?
Okay.
As a non-frog.
Couldn't hurt. What's the worst that happens?
I think you didn't. You try something like that in the water.
Did you?
Well, I was a frog and I croaked at him. And they croaked back.
Did it? And then what?
I didn't understand their croaking.
Did they understand yours?
How the fuck am I supposed to know?
I don't know. You're the druid.
Were you trying to say something when you croaked, or was it just you just saying?
Made a
I
croak?
noise.
wasn't just making noises. What do you
Okay,
mean?
so you probably weren't
Yeah,
even
no, I was
saying
I was a
anything, or
frog doing frog things.
you may have
I-
said something and maybe said something offensive. Who
Do you
knows?
think I started a war?
Oh no.
I wouldn't jump to war.
I don't
Grace.
think so, because
Okay,
maybe they would have.
yeah, that's probably
They
extreme.
probably would have told me in the telepathy I was speaking. With them.
Or do you know
You
they
were
would have
talking
came
to
out
him.
with weapons?
Wait, you were talking to him.
Yeah, I was, but very.
Well, why do you want me to? All right, You still want me to jump up and down?
No,
Okay.
Let's
unless
just
you
head
want
back, figure out what's
I'm
going
okay.
on as best we can from the other side, maybe.
to. But I do wonder what they interpreted your croak to be. That's
Well, you can always go think at them real hard and find out. Oh, things are loading.
Two, three,
I didn't do it.
5.
Oh, we're back where we were.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's all of them. And Bandit.
Oh, look, we're back.
So you step back through. And the first thing that really seems odd is it's nighttime all of a sudden.
How long were we there?
I wonder if that portal maybe takes longer to travel through that portal than we realize.
well, if it is a different realm, time could pass differently.
That's true.
I mean, if we might be able to. Somebody knows anything about dead. Well, that's
Should
probably
we
me.
try to close this portal so nothing can go and surprise those pollywogs?
We might be able to roughly figure out if we were gone for more than just hours if we check out the dead bodies.
That's a good point.
Why do you... Not it.
I got it.
Oh,
I'm
gonna go
the
check
one
it
speaking
that-
of
out
checking them
and
out,
see.
there's one over there that's got some
Yeah.
really special pants.
I'm gonna go check out the guy with the pants.
Guy.
Do I need to
looks
roll
like-
something, or
should
can I
I-
just observe?
You're
Should I
gonna
try
and
take his pants,
dispel?
aren't you?
The first thing you notice
No.
is his
I-
body has been like chewed on from probably some carnivores.
Does he look
Kaito?
super decomposed
No.
or freshly chewed on?
Just
Okay.
actually chewed on.
Okay. Well, I'll turn to Vald. And well, he's obviously been scavenged on, but it doesn't look like decomposition's really set in. So we were probably only gone for the rest of the day to possibly a full day. Do I see flies or anything?
Sorry, what?
Do I see any flies buzzing around him?
Oh
Like
yeah.
enough that would, and like, do I see maggots
No, not maggots, but definitely
or
flies have
flies?
started.
So we've probably been gone less than 24 hours.
Should we do something with all those bodies, by the way? Seems
Uh,
kind of weird just leaving them.
I
Should
mean,
I try
obviously
and
the local
dispel the
fauna is going to
I
eat them.
mean, we could just have this one guy give graves for his buddies.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We should probably do that. Feels wrong.
Start
leaving
his redemption services.
Wait, are you talking about the guy who's tied up on my back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You want him to dig the graves while tied up on my back?
No, we
Oh, wow.
supervise him.
Yeah.
But watch.
We would,
make him
probably
do his
keep
buddy's work, 'cause
keep him tied, maybe like tie around his body and hold on to it so he can't run off.
Why are we doing this?
Because I don't feel right leaving dead people just lying there.
Well, we've only they're not going to be here for too long. They've already been. Give it another day. I bet you they're not even here anymore.
That's beside the point.
Anyway, should I
They're feeding
dispel
the
the
local
tree?
ecology. Oh, can you?
I could try.
Is Max still in the tree, or is that just his avatar? It's just there.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm out.
I was like, do we really want to dispel that with him in there? Or should we get him out?
I mean, I did think about communicating with the bullywogs in there, but everybody was leaving, so I'm coming with.
Well, you had plenty of time to communicate with the bullywogs, and you communicated with the bad guy instead, so you lost your chance.
Bad guy? That's really presumptuous, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe he's just trying
mean-
to make ends meet.
By attacking travelers, yeah. There's other options available.
Mm-hmm.
He made his choices. This is the consequence.
So we're ready
So-
to move on and track down that treasure, right?
I mean, as long as Kaito's willing to let nature take its course with the guys that are still here. Then I'm going to turn to Kaito and just put my hand. I'm going to attempt to put my hand on his shoulder, but he's real tall, and I'm not as tall, so it's going to be more of like his kind of just above his elbow,
You're
probably.
getting a nod twitch. But he's
And
looking at you.
I'm just going to kind of pat your arm and be like, it's the way of nature, Kaito. And I mean, really, would it be fair for us to make it even harder for these innocent animals to get an easy meal? Because even if we give them graves, the animals are still going to dig them up. So we might as well let them just
no.
make their life a little easier, right?
Well, I think we have an easy way to solve this. We gather up some
Fireball.
of this wood. We put them on a funeral pyre. And Kaito can swing a sword and we can burn stuff like we tend to do.
Hey, so it's kind of crazy. I asked a question like 3 or 4 times, and then no one
About
about
dispelling the tree?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are we doing it?
I thought that was a good idea.
Okay.
I said give it a try.
You're gonna have to ask that question a 4th time because I wasn't paying attention, and then I'm like picking in my ear with my pinky now.
And I'm just going to put my hand on his face and be like, just ignore Max. Go ahead and dispel it.
Did you just put your hand on his face?
Yeah, like you know how you do with like an annoying younger sibling?
No, I am the younger sibling.
Well, then do your older siblings ever just put their hand on your face when they just want you to shut up?
No.
Well, you have very respectful siblings.
Roll perception with advantage, please. Because you still have the owl thing. Max's face, he uses a lot of lotion. He has very soft features and like very soft skin.
I'm gonna go from like just like smashing my hand on his face, not hard, but like like I said, more like sibling-y,
Mhm.
and be like, and they'll like kind of pat you, be like, "Wow, Max, your skin's so soft.
It's
What in the world do you use?" I'm like totally distracted.
Oh,
I'm
it's
like,
an
"What
You,
is your
alchemical
skin?"
concoction from the Feywild. Thank you for noticing.
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
that's
do you
amazing.
really want to notice? I mean, it could be something from his mimics. Who
I
knows?
mean,
oh, that's great.
that's where a lot of, products come from other creatures. So that doesn't seem weird to me. And I'm gonna turn back to Max, be like, Max, you had said you'd wanted to make some gold. Why don't you like make more of that and sell it to the people in this realm? I bet you'd make lots of gold that way.
That's true, and scarcity could drive up the price.
I
But I'm
mean,
not really
yeah,
a merchant, you know?
But
but
you
didn't
were
you sell bread?
selling bread.
I don't think that counts as merchandising. That's feeding the homeless.
I mean, but you charged for it, so that's literally being a merchant.
Well, I didn't say I was successful at it. I give away more than I get sell, you know?
You said that that was your livelihood, so you did definitely intimate
Which
that
is,
that was how you made
uh-huh.
your money.
And then
Uh-huh.
why did I say I was out here?
Because it burned down?
I'm gonna look for a second, as if thinking, I'm like, yeah, it burned down on account of we were so poor.
Uh-huh.
Never knew things just
Right.
burn for being poor. But
Yeah, it's pretty rough neighborhood I come from. The other side
So,
X.
so do I immediately realize how much you've been lying to us?
What do we do here, DM?
Let's
Did you
see.
also roll a 23?
Yep.
That's amazing.
it's war, so you
As
roll 3
this
times. And
battle of insight and deception, just as you're like, that moment when you're about to have an epiphany. At that moment, hey Price, you're dispelling that tree, right?
Oh.
Yep.
Yep.
Just as you guys are about to like, there's this like square off, right? It's like, you're kind of, I wonder. And at that moment, the Price casts his spell, and the portal, which was originally only really visible through, detect magic, it becomes very visible for a moment. And there's like this flash, and there's like sparkles that erupt from it, and it goes from like a fireworks display to more of a like double helix, and then the helix, the helix of where this tree was or currently is becomes a was, as the tree itself just kind of collapses in on itself into this like double helix. As it's just as you guys are having this battle of who's lying and who's telling the truth, this totally just takes over. You're like trying to assess each other, and the helix just splits apart, separates, and just kind of disappears like a fire burning out.
Hmm.
Completely distracting you from what you were having this discussion about.
I'll be like, whoa. And then my view will kind of slide to the side, and I'll realize that the sludge thing is still with us, and mention, oh, we should have probably asked it if it wanted to stay in its home realm. Whoops.
I like the idea that it's a tie. Nobody knows.
Yeah. Whoops.
Well, I'm
Hmm.
going to turn to it and be like, well, you're part of our group now. Welcome.
Did you guys get a load of these pants over here, by the way?
Yeah,
Load of
they're
these
pretty
pants.
glorious.
Are we taking them?
Oh, see, there aren't actual pants. That was the bottom of the skull that
No, they're
Seiji had drawn,
pants.
right?
And
No, he
Oh,
did
they
no
are?
detect magic, and they were
Detect magic?
magical pants
Well,
that he
they're pants.
passed.
Oh, I thought you guys were joking. Like,
No.
well, we should definitely take the pants then. And it looks like they haven't been scavenged by anybody, so I'm just gonna bend down and start taking his pants off.
The other bandit is just watching with a quirked brow as you're taking this dead guy's pants off.
I'll be like, could somebody also keep an eye on the prisoner?
Oh, I'll volunteer for that.
Val, why don't you go help Max?
I make
and-
no
and-
move to like watch him or change position either when I say it.
Oh, and for the record, I can. Hopefully, when my research is done, to send what's his name back to his realm. If this guy wants to go back, I can send him then.
Once my research is done.
Which guy?
The slimy guy.
I mean Tim.
It just goops around.
Tim's one of us.
Tim.
But if he wants to go back, I will be able to after I'm done researching how to get old. I don't know what his name was.
I think he's part of the crew now.
The bandit nods. So pretty much while you're collecting pants and Vold and Max are, well, I should say Vold is watching this guy and Max is doing what Max does. You can hear the sound of like logs being chopped and like, you know, the sound of like hooves carrying something heavy across like stone and like some other like wood on the ground.
Is that Kaito we're listening to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Let's see how long it takes Kai to do this. Give me a... Guess it's kind of under the realm of survival.
Once I've gotten the pants, I'm gonna check and see if they fit, and if they don't, I'll put them in my pack. And then whenever I'm done, I'll go over and help Kaito.
So how do you go about checking, see if they fit? Do you try them on? Do you just hold them up?
I do try them. First, I'll hold them up to get an idea of like length and if they'll possibly fit. Do they appear like they might fit?
They look like they'd be pretty, a little bit bigger for you. You know,
I'm gonna try them on.
beefy
I'm
guy.
gonna put them on over my other
They
pants.
smell absolutely atrocious.
Oh, then I'm maybe not gonna put them on yet. I'm gonna probably roll them up, put them in my pack, and go wash them first. Oh, there's water actually. I think. Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, there's water.
Oh,
Yep.
which would have been whatever. But can I perceive the sound of water?
Yeah, I mean, you've been over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I'll be like, hey, Price, I'm gonna go wash these pants and then go help Kaito. I'll be back. And I'll holler over to Val, be like, Val, I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, Price is going to work on a ritual casting detect magic again.
Again.
Is that yeah? Is it easy enough to wash the pants while I'm there?
To answer that question, we would have to wait till next time. This is kind of a good
Aw.
stopping point.
Hmm.
So, where's the goal that you guys want to go to? Sounds like
Treasure
haunted
hunt.
treasure.
Treasure hunt.
Depends on what
haunted.
direction I guess the treasure's in. Because we do also need to go to the monastery, but we could probably take care of the treasure first. I'd be down for that.
So treasure, is that the group's decision?
Sure.
I say treasure due to getting this guy out of our hands quicker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Or he
You could-
joins our party.
you could
know,
just let him
whichever.
go. That'll also get him out of your hands.
No, but he's got to lead us to the treasure. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
You'll find it. You can tell him the point and the direction. He's trustworthy. I mean, look at that smile.
I trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me get the image for him.
I think we should string him up from the wagon, but so he can point the direction. But he's hanging. Yes,
Yeah, look at
balance.
that trustworthy smile.
I can't imagine him being, shady or sneaky at all.
Just Mad
Honestly.
Max style. Have him
It's-
tethered to the front of the wagon.
Oh, that's funny. All right. So, treasure. Locked in.
Yep.
So, let's do the usual voting for inspiration.
I would like
I
to
am-
vote for Price.
I'm excited for you guys to do the treasure hunt because of reasons.
Yeah, I also vote Price for being willing to use up his wild shapes to try and talk to the bully frogs.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
That's 3. All right, Price, who you vote for?
I think I would vote for I think I'll vote for Max for the kind of sidebar with our friend here.
All right, all right. We can make it funny and have yours count as 2. So you have to tie. That could be a tie.
Hmm?
No, just kidding.
Mhm.
Kaito, who you voting for?
Who has what votes already for what?
3 for Price for his shapeshifting and bullywog attempts.
Voting for
No, why not? I'll
inspiration.
vote
Bully
for Max,
frogs?
too.
Bully frogs. Bully frogs? Yeah.
Bullywalks
Bullywog?
with the W. Who are you voting?
I said Max.
Ah. So 3 and 2. Sounds like
I will say Price has inspiration, so
Price has inspiration, which then looks like to Max.
I do not have inspiration on account I used it to lie today.
Which didn't you say you were going to give me your inspiration? Maybe I should posthumously take you up on that.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Since I had to use my inspiration last time for that. And you don't seem to be using it to get up to anything good.
I wouldn't mind.
He's using it to get you the role play experience that you
Yeah.
deserve.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I don't think things.
Did he cut out?
Did I lose you guys?
No.
Oh,
Or maybe that was my Discord messing up.
I heard Truth say, I don't think things, and then it went dead, so I didn't hear. I was like, oh, is that me again?
Oh, that's what I heard too.
Or-
He cut out.
Yeah.
Or went quiet. But he gave himself the inspiration. So I guess that leaves us with him having the inspiration and us wrapping it up there. And pretty
All
much
right.
y'alls are going to be doing some interesting stuff for this treasure hunt. I hope you're ready.
I feel like this is going to be a very interesting adventure.
Oh.
Well, folks, that was fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I will, yeah, I will look forward to next week for sure.
Until next time. Alrighty. So with that, we wrap up the session. And to which, thank you guys for being here. Hopefully, you enjoyed this as much as I did. And hopefully, maybe you come back again next Wednesday. Alright, later. And hopefully, you enjoyed it. And like I said, the worst possible time for your internet to go out. Give me a sec. So yeah, we do this every week, every Wednesday, 5:30 Pacific. Yeah, about 5:30 Pacific. And yeah, I have fun doing it, and they have fun playing it, and hopefully you guys have fun watching it. That's all that matters. Get this up on YouTube. I usually get it up there on about Sunday, or if I'm really proactive about it, then maybe tomorrow or this week. I gotta see. But beyond that, if you are interested in seeing any of the past episodes, there is a YouTube link right there on my Twitch. For those of you on YouTube, if you ever want to come by and check out the game live, I do this every week. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my game days that I run. Also, thank you guys for the Raider Rooney and the follows. Y'all's awesome. And yeah, I think with all of that, we'll wrap it up there. So, I suppose the only thing left to do or say is, I guess, until we meet again next time. So, until then, adventurers, fare thee well. And good evening or morning. Bye.